It's week 7 of the 2023 high school football season. Tonight from Irving, Texas, it's a District 7 6A matchup as the Cardinals of Mac entertain the Tigers of Irving High. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. This Friday the 13th, John Nelson with Rob Willman. Irving High on the year looking for its first win, currently at 0-6, 0-4 in district play. The comes in only averaging 7 points a game. The Cardinals of Mac overall at 1-5, 1-3 in district play. In a game you saw last week on ICTN, the Nimitz Vikings defeated this Irving Tigers squad by a score of 28-7. Mac on the road last Thursday night, losing to Lake Highlands, one of the district leaders in 7-6A, by a 41-14 final. This is the 58th edition between these two squads. The Cardinals have had the better time of it the last 5 years, having won those last 5 games. We will show you some highlights from last year's 45-7 win. Ideal on this mid-October evening, 74 degrees at kickoff. Humidity is low, and the wind expected to intensify before the fourth and final quarter. It is a clear blue sky above as the red-clad Mac Cardinals, they are the home team tonight. The Irving Tigers will receive in all white with gold numbers, gold helmets. Rob Willman, Friday the 13th, maybe expect the unexpected tonight.
Let's hope so. We want something extraordinary on a Friday night tonight. Beautiful weather. John and I have been waiting for this type of football weather. It seems like since we kicked things off back in earlier this year. So let's see what happens. Kicking it off for MacArthur will be number 30, Albert Becerra. Back to receive Christopher Alvarez, one of the two standing at his own 10. There is a little gust of wind tonight. We'll see how that plays into it. Becerra goes straight up the middle, and it's fielded at about the 10-yard line. And taking it right up the gut is number 29, which is Napoleon Proctor, one of their stars in the backfield, one of their many freshmen, many underclassmen for head coach Nickerson from the Irving Tigers. These Tigers trying to break a losing skid, and it starts right here. The fellows offensively, the point differential for this team is minus 187. They are just trying to find their identity. I mean, even their quarterback, Xavier Ybarra, he runs cross country. Sometimes during the week, like on a Thursday, the guy's running cross country. So they're trying to get everyone on the same page. First down and 10. They go to Proctor. Is it Proctor on the far side? Yes, number 29. Not much there, Mr. Nelson.
Well, this Irving Tiger squad has struggled all year. They come in only averaging a touchdown a game. Here's the offensive line anchored by Ferrero, Reyes, the two guards. Smith and Upshaw, the tackles for the O-line. Ibarra, Pena, Flores, Claros, Proctor, and Garcia, the quarterback and the skilled people. Last week, only 68 yards of rushing, less than 50 yards of passing in the loss to Nimitz.
So at second down, they try a misdirection, and there is some running room. Right up the gut is Adriel Pena, the senior. He gets a couple of yards and maybe enough to move the chains as you take a look at the Cardinal defense.
They run a 4-3, Reyes and Huerta, the two mainstays on defense, the three linebackers. And the secondary, the Cardinals yielding 31 points a contest through the first 6 weeks.
Third down and 3, first drive for the Tigers. Spreading out quickly is here on the near side is number 81, which is Trayvon Lewis. Third down and short. Quarterback will keep, not much there. Can't even get to the original line of scrimmage before Isaiah Egbers, number 12, the 6'1 senior, wraps him up, and it's pretty much 3 and out for the Tigers here to start their first offensive possession.
That's the thing tonight, Rob. They have to win third down. They lost 3 fumbles last week. They were penalized 7 times for 53 yards, but they got to keep the chains moving.
Well, it's not like they were playing behind the chains, i.e., third down and 10, third and 11. They had a makeable play there. Just couldn't connect. Cardinals, they're acting like they're going to go after the punter. Here is a snap, gets it off nicely, goes straight up in the sky, and it may fall at about the 45. And MacArthur takes a backspin, and the Tigers will down it at the 48-yard line. It's number 18, Jose Palacios, the junior linebacker that downed it. As you see, one of the other Tigers walking off the sideline, which is Centano, the punter. And they're probably talking to him about, hey, kick it a little further and not so high in the air because it's going to get caught with this breeze. So let's see what Coach Nicholas and these Cardinals have up their sleeve offensively. They are a big play team. They usually don't have really long drives. They just have some big plays, and that is Tyler Littleton, number 6, behind center. One man behind him, and the Tigers are going to come right up the gut, and that's Revere, left side. We've got our first penalty flag of the ball game, and I don't think the 5 yards will count. And let's take a look and hear from referee Nat Maxson, holding against Mack. Oh, the dreaded penalty, John.
On the play.
First one of the contest. Last week, the Cardinals rather anemic on the ground, just 73 yards of rushing in the loss to Lake Collins. Not much better up top, just 66 yards of passing. In fact, the numbers combined last week against Lake Collins, 6 of 14, 1 interception. The Cardinals punted 6 times. They have to win third down.
We'll take a look at their offensive lineup here after this particular play, but they have their entire offensive line back, sans their left tackle. So they're kind of excited about that, and here they go to Nicholas. Banner running a streak there on the far sideline, just misconnected. That'll stop the clock at 9:35. Lineups, John.
All right, the offensive line anchored by Caden Baker, one of the bigger offensive lines in years for Mac. They average 286 pounds a man. Tyler Littleton, your quarterback. Revere, the running back, and your quartet of wide receivers. There's Connor Martin at the bottom. Martin, the starting quarterback last year for Irving High.
And back goes Littleton with plenty of time to rock and roll. And he overthrew Maximilian Rivera, the sophomore, at about 3 or 4 steps on the secondary. And that'll stop the clock, and another down here, third down, and about 20 for the Cardinals.
Nice double coverage.
Yeah, they too, like Irving, I think, John, play a lot better when it's third and short.
The front three, the Tigers run a 3-4-4. Here's your 4 linebackers. Alonzo has had a nice year, as well as Chavez and the secondary.
Third and 20. Let's see what they have under their belt. They're going to throw a screen, and that bounces to Revere. That'll stop the clock as an incomplete pass, and the Tigers had sniffed out the screenplay, and that'll force MacArthur to punt on their first possession of the ball game. But again, they have a little breeze to their back, John.
Nice pressure up the middle. Littleton had to drop sidearm. He just delivered it low. As you see, the west side, Cardinals the home team as they go from north to south.
Good series for both defenses here.
Yeah, it is.
One single back at the 20 for Irving, and another penalty flag. And it's not the play clock, but someone must have moved beforehand.
Start number 20 on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So the procedure walk-off will cost the Cardinals 5.
Nice punt. It's going to bounce at the 25 and out of bounds. Very wisely, Pena decided to let that one just go out of bounds. And it will be the second offensive possession for these Tigers.
Now, defensively, last week, a lot of defenses have had troubles all year with Lake Collins, but they gave up close to 300 yards of rushing. As you take a look at the head coach for the MacArthur Cardinals, Beck Nicholas, in his 3rd year. Billy Skinner was here before that.
Last week's game with Irving and Nimitz, it was just 7-7 at the break. Nimitz ended up scoring 3 times in the second half. First down, out of the eye, tailback for maybe 3. Again, it's Adriel Pena, the senior. Talking to Coach Nickerson in his first season at Irving High School, ironically, John, he was a player under Nicholas. So he goes, yeah, I'm coaching against my coach tonight.
Well, he coached here at Mac for, I think, 7 years, up to 2020.
His brother is here. His mom's a teacher in the Irving ISD. He says he's in it for the long haul. He doesn't want to be here just a couple of years and leave like a lot of these players have faced, in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a carousel.
Yeah, Martinez on the stop there. Maybe third down and I call it about 7. That's three or four different offenses this team has had to learn. And then, of course, you run the same program in the middle schools. So they, too, have had to adjust to different offenses moving up to play varsity.
Some players have left. Some have come back.
You have a lot. That's just the name of the game these years, especially in Irving. You have a lot of guys that come in and out, and then we have another flag, and this is going to be a false start, I believe, against Irving.
Before the play, false start. Number 9 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So the first penalty assessed the Irving Tigers tonight. Mixon is the referee. Timothy Witt, and then the rest of the crew. There's Nat Mixon.
He says, roll that beautiful bean footage, Wally.
I've got a sore arm already.
Rotor cuff. All right, 3rd and 12. This is not the predicament the Tigers wanted to be in offensively. Xavier flushed. He does have some wheels if he can turn the corner. Nice block on the corner by Trayvon Lewis, number 81, but not nearly enough. And the Tigers will have to punt here on their second possession, which isn't all that bad. If their defense can play exactly the same, this thing could be 7-7 or 0-0 at the half. As you take a look at Brent Nickerson, he says, Rob, I want to be here. It's like I'm from here. It's not like, I want to be here 2 years and leave and put this on the resume. I just want to get these kids to believe in themselves. And he says, I might have to walk the halls and do some recruiting, but so be it.
He's a 05 graduate of MacArthur.
Much better kick. Fumbled at the 42 and picked up by Hobbs White. Hobbs White across midfield to the 48-yard line. He said, yeah, Rob, I'm trying to, again, besides just get the players to buy in, I want to find some athletes in the hallways that I think can do us some good. Get them out there. Win a couple of games, and things will take care of itself.
Well, they've got 31 seniors, the underclassmen this year, 14 juniors, 1 freshman, and 7 sophomores. That's what they'll have for next year.
Oh, we have some kind of contest going on, John, at the 10-yard line.
It's to win maybe Chick-fil-A.
I don't know, but
menu?
The cheerleader needs to go. Just kick it. Just kick it. Oh, nice try. I feel like we're at the Big 12 championship game, and you got to throw the football into the container.
But
now
that was not for scholarship.
Now trying to rush everybody. Okay, now we got a game to play. That's hey, hats off to them. That's something we haven't seen in a while, John.
No, we haven't. That's a nice touch. Week number 7.
Chicken for chicken. Oh, okay. Oh, the chicken is out there.
Yeah, I saw him earlier.
So Tyler Littleton, who has passed for 6 scores and ran for 3, trying to get this offense in gear, and hits it right out on the wing. And that is Mendoza pushed out at the 45-yard line. So he completes a pass there to get the offense in gear.
Quick wide receiver screen, kind of a possession pass to the near side. Mendoza at 5'9" and 150, looking for a block. And a little tough sledding, but able to make maybe 3 or 4 extra yards.
Oh, the wide out pass like that, taking the place of just the old traditional handoff to the tailback. That's how you move the football these days. They gave him 5 second down. And Littleton looks to the right, and that pass is blocked. Nicely done coming across is David Chavez, number 41. Hands high in the air, and he blocks the pass.
Chavez, one of the 28 seniors. He plays the outside spot. Number 41 coming from the right side. Hands up, and success.
Untouched.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Stops the clock, 3rd down. One safety deep at the 32-yard line. That's Perez Diaz, and they decide to hand off to Revere, and Revere goes off left tackle. Alonzo, 1 of 2 there on the stop, along with Palacios, number 18 for the Tigers. I think, well, if they don't make it, I think they'll go for it.
Boy, it is awfully close. Needs to get to the 38. Nose of the football, just touching the line to gain. May want to ask for a measurement here.
Yeah, you're right. It's on the 38-yard line, and that's the spot of where he needs to get. And they're just going to say, nope, it's a 1st down. We're not even going to measure.
All right, keep them moving.
Coach Nickerson just a couple of steps onto the field of play there at the top of your screen, like you're not even going to measure it. So 1st down for the Cardinals. And they do it on the wheels of Revere, number 21, the sophomore. Tigers in a cover 1. They run the 3-4. Tight end left for the Cardinals, and they run to his side. And busting through the middle is Jesus Juarez, number 90.
Brought down by Jesus Juarez. Loss of 1.
Juarez, one of the 2 Irving Tigers, there to stuff it. He comes from the outside. If he wasn't going to get him, then number 41 was Chavez. But Jesus Juarez.
Reminds me of that play earlier where the pass was blocked on that far corner coming in untouched. He lost maybe a yard. And here comes the everyone tight to the right formation, and the quarterback Littleton will just keep it. And he bounces off a couple of tackles. Jose Palacios, number 18, the first to make contact, but he bounced right off of him.
Just a bull rush over the right guard.
Littleton came in averaging about 3 yards a carry. Not the Maldonado variety. But they're trying to find the offense that works for this young team. And even Irving High has a lot of transient where the kids come in and out. I thought it was just Mac, but Irving has the same problems that everyone else in the city does, where the kids just kind of come and go, and it's hard to keep that same core of players for 4 years.
Same play to the other side. The Cardinals have added Kenneth Bonner Thompson to the roster, number 48, at 6'3" and 276. A nice edge block thrown by Nagacha, number 11.
John,
another 1st down.
Is that the new wishbone, but it's just a flat bone?
A flat bone?
It's a flat bone. They're running a flat bone. 1st and 10. Farthest the Cardinals have been offensively here in the first quarter of play. No score. On the crosstown rivalry. Littleton looking one way and just does the push to the right. Plenty of guys out in front, but the carrier can't find anywhere to go. Mendoza, another one of those sophomores, trying to use and exploit his speed on the corner. But credit the Tigers for plugging a gap pretty quick.
He got there first, and so did Palacios, number 18.
Maybe a couple. Single coverage, top of your screen. That's where Nicholas is at. Second leading receiver on the team. They try to run a little counter, and somehow he busts through it. That's Revere. Revere has some running room and will score.
From 23 yards out.
Rivera gets on the scoreboard, his 2nd touchdown rushing of the season. And he avoided one tackle right behind the line of scrimmage. And once he broke free, he had the corner, and it was sealed off for the score.
And when things got jammed up, Rob, it kind of upset the timing. And Revere able to get to the edge and take it in untouched.
So the Cardinals strike early. They run the swinging gate. We called it a muddle huddle back in the day. is good, and the Cardinals are on top 7-0. Again, Maximilian Revere, all 5'8" and 152 pounds of him, with the touchdown run.
A short 48-yard drive. You'll see the jam up here that kind of bounces him to the outside, and then the chase is on. Nice move trying to evade, and he does. Ventura, number 14, and takes it over the double stripe. And the Cards on the board. Right there, that first miss. And then just wide open turf.
Yeah, Alvarez, one of the outside linebackers for the Tigers, had a good read, but you got to follow it through all the way. And the Cardinals hit the board first.
Maximilian, wasn't he a rich man?
He was. At least you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Again, they've won the last 5 in this series. A big win last year over the Tigers, 45-7.
These Cardinals have had a few close games. They lost to Woodrow by 3. And they lost to Pierce. It was 7-3 at the half against J.J. Pierce before losing 39-18. And the win coming against Nimitz, 27-24. There have been a lot of new faces brought up from the JV and freshman squad for Coach Nicholas tonight. A lot of young players. This ball right there at about the 5 or so, and here we go. Right side had some running room by Perez Diaz, who's the safety, but also returned some kicks. He went to the far side, but he's given his offense a pretty good field position.
Yeah, right near the 40-yard line, and need to put the pedal to the metal here, Rob. Possession number 3, they punted twice. Got to get it in gear here, trailing 7-zip.
Closest game for the Tigers this year was a 14-10 loss to South Garland, to the Colonels' second game of the season. And again last week, they were tied with Nimitz, 7-7 at the half. Timing issues for Ibarra, if you think about it. This guy had played football, John, since 8th grade. He's learning how to throw and move your feet and everything else as a quarterback. So they go wide to the near side with some running skills, and Proctor is shoved into the bench. But here's a guy you need to use more often. He's just a freshman, so you're going to hear about Proctor in this system if he stays with them for years to come. The guy's already pretty good size. He's going to grow.
He will. And Adriel Pena, number 2, with a nice stand-up block on the outside to kind of tie up Latron Roundtree, number 18. Make that 7-yard gain happen.
They moved Proctor around a lot, you know, from the corners to wide receivers. Try to go to the far side to Trayvon Lewis, number 81.
Lewis, a big target.
He's a freshman, John, one of many freshmen on this roster. He has a twin brother, Nywan Lewis, and they just brought his twin brother up this week. He's a holder on the extra points and kicks, and he also is a defensive back. So you've got one brother that plays offense and another that plays defense.
Well, they would like to see him as a holder.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
Means you've scored. That was a great matchup. Lewis on Henry Ford. Ford's only 5'9", and Trayvon with a definite height advantage on that far side.
So here come the Tigers out of the huddle. For the first time tonight, they're inside MacArthur territory.
That penalty gave the Tigers a first down. Now it's marked at the 48. Officials not quite in sync. I think it's a clock issue. 3:49 left in the opening stanza.
Umpire Timothy Witt with the big U there on the back. He was the first to grab it to the attention of the play official. So they want Wally to adjust the clock to 4:15.
Ooh, so it is a clock issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes, 15 seconds.
There it is, 4:15. One of those things maybe both coaches are glad there's extra time on the clock.
A little bit of a respite, but a new set of downs for the Tigers.
You see the game clock just at the top of the screen, under 20 seconds before you snap the ball. Come out in a hurry. That's Pena, number 2, behind the quarterback. And he just goes straight up the middle. Not much room to run. Hit by Martinez, number 10, the 5'10 junior making the play.
Wasting no time. He'll come out.
You know, John, it's a good thing that the quarterback runs, that he's a cross-country guy, because he's running to the sideline almost after every play. All right, we promise you can play football, and we'll keep you running, so you'll still be in cross-country shape.
But no hurdles to clear.
No.
So it's just
Well, you might have to hurdle a linebacker or two. They gave him one on the play. And it's a quarterback keeper again to the right side. He lowers his shoulder. But, man, he is met hard by number 45, which is Michael Watson.
flag down.
Flag on the play.
He's looking toward the MacArthur sideline. Could be a hold on Irving.
See what the Cardinals back him up.
I bet they
Take the
do.
play.
I would.
You're going into the wind.
Yep. An offense is struggling.
On the offense, right guard. 10-yard penalty, previous spot, still second down.
So it moves him back 10. Can we pick up? Look in the middle.
Oh, yeah, number
Looking at
57.
no, there's 2 guys.
Reyes.
Look, there's 3 guys.
Reyes just collared the nose tackle.
You know, John, there could be holding on every play.
There could be, but if it's away from the ball, do you make the play? Do you make the play?
You just have to let go sooner. That's what I say. Second down, clock winding down. Cardinals shift to the strong side, and the Tigers run right toward it. And not much there for number 10, Elijah Garcia. He's a sophomore backup quarterback. You know, it seems like the gaps close fairly quickly tonight against the Cardinals. You look at the offensive line, and when they hand off the football, it appears that, hey, these guys are going to get a few yards, but by the time they get to the line of scrimmage, they're met pretty good by the linebackers, and that negates what kind of gain you thought they were going to get.
Yeah, that was Hobbs White with a torpedo tackle, just head first into the sternum.
Not a predicament these Tigers want to be in. Body's flying after the whistle. Pena, not a lot of running room.
Odeyemi underneath the pile, one of the leading tacklers last year for the Redbirds, number 24.
Yeah, he has a good frame on him. 6'3", 215. Pretty good size for a linebacker in high school. Third punt now for the Tigers. First one didn't go very far, but made up for it the second time around and got some length into it. Trying to force these Cardinals back here as the first quarter is almost over, and he looks to the sideline.
Before the play, illegal snap, offense in the center, 5-yard penalty, still
Come
good.
back another 3 yards.
25 seconds to get a play off in high school.
Cardinal waiting back at his own 24.
They put 7 in the box. Now they slack off. They've got 6 along the front.
Maybe that's what the Tigers were waiting for last time. Here comes the rush. He had to move the ball around a little bit. They're not going to throw the flag. He got bumped. Good performance by the punter. Referee wasn't going to buy it. And here come the Cardinals again offensively at their own 24-yard line.
Well, last year when these two met, it was all MacArthur. A lot of players getting into the scoring column last year. Daryl Smith put on a show, ran for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns on just 10 carries. Tyler Littleton getting into the action, throwing a 30-yard bomb to Jacoby Simmons. That's one, and then Littleton on the receiving end of a Glendon Casas-Willis scoring strike as the Cardinals cruise to a 45-7 win over the Tigers last year.
And their first try offensively. That is number 15, who is a new player this year for MacArthur, or this week, which is Wyatt Davis, a freshman, getting his first run. Now, they say he's 5'9" on the program, but I don't know, John. He looks a little taller than that.
Closer maybe to 6?
Maybe so.
With cleats?
Yeah. Unless they snuck Gill back in there, who was 15 last time we saw him play. Maybe one more offensive play before the end of the first quarter. They run that screen to the far sideline. Running as far as he can is the tight end, Connor Martin. 6'4", 235. He's a tight end specimen. Dragging players along the way. Third down and about 1, but the Cardinals may say, hey, let the clock run. And we will switch ends and decide how we're going to handle things after the break. 2-1, that will do it. So the MacArthur Cardinals have a 7-point lead. First one to score, and they've got the ball here to start in the second quarter. We'll be back with more in a minute.
Hi everyone, Levi here. Come check out Sting for his show titled My Songs. It'll be a dynamic show focusing on his most beloved songs and spanning his career with the Police and as a solo artist. Come check it out October 14th at 8 p.m. here at the Pavilion. A ceremony of remembrance for the victims and survivors of domestic violence. Participants are welcome to personalize their own lantern. Come show your support October 17th at 6:30 p.m. here at Millennium Park. To honor military veterans, submit your photos to be part of the Veterans Day video dedication. Photos will be displayed on the Heritage Park video screen November 11th. Submit your photos through October 31st at thecityofirving.org.
Hi, I'm Thomas Gandy. Be sure to join us on City Source. A new Irving school is helping to prepare workers for jobs in high demand. See where students are learning about welding and more. Plus, see the updated features giving a brighter flair to the Irving Convention Center. That's at 6 p.m. on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16 and Frontier Channel 30, and at youtube.com/The City of Irving for the important local stories and information we bring you on ICTN City Source.
Hi everyone, Levi here. Glow is a...
And we're back. Second quarter action, third down, about a yard to go. Looking at Caden Baker, number 58. He's the center. We missed him last time out. He was injured. He's back there now. No one next to the quarterback, so I'm going to say the quarterback, Littleton, is going to keep it, and not much there. Probably lost a yard or two. Palacios right in on the stop. Also Kevin Flores, number 87, who they have listed as a tight end, but he looks like a defensive tackle.
Yeah, he's a junior, also can be a running back at times. But look at him, clog it up, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Nice stand by the Tigers.
Very nice stand. It's one of those plays like, you know they're coming right at you. But nice penetration by the defensive line for the Tigers. Their defense is going to have to keep them in this ball game.
Take advantage of this wind here in the second quarter.
A little confusion. People pointing the finger and no punter. I don't see a punter, John.
There's 10. Do they have 11? They have 11.
We don't have a kicker.
game.
Looking. Who would that be?
Who's going to kick it? Oh, here he comes. He's like, what?
Albert Becerra, number 30.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to kick. I thought we were going to fake it.
We need 7.
Well, we need you out there when we fake it.
We need 7, but we have to give it up. Punting into the wind here.
Fairly good rush. Put off on it. It hits at the 42, and not much room as he's tattooed by Nicholas, number 4. Banner was right on the spot. Watch it. Catch. One step. Boom.
No hand up and really level. Really walloped by Nicholas.
Perez Diaz, number 3. Taking one for the team. No pun intended.
But he did.
He did, didn't he?
You know, we missed last week the Texas OU predictions. We were talking about it. Got 2 games for you this week.
Oh, Texas, so we can miss those 2?
Texas Tech and Kansas State. The Red Raiders 3-3. K-State 3-2. Who do you like?
Is that at Lubbock or is it in Kansas?
I think it's in Lubbock. I believe it's.
I'm going Tech.
Okay.
Just because they're in Lubbock. That's the only reason. Don't write it down. Don't remind me what happens next week. They're going nowhere fast. Odnyemi, number 24, again, that outside linebacker. You've got to put a hat on him, or he's going to make the tackle.
Just kept driving and driving. Here he comes, number 24. There's contact, and then the shove back about 6 more yards. The other game for you, Mr. Willman, the nightcap Saturday. It's USC, the University of Spoiled Children, against the Fighting Irish. Who takes that one at South Bend?
Oh, it's in South Bend. I'm still going USC.
Notre Dame will hand the Trojans their first loss of the year.
Okay.
They go down.
Okay. Proctor, left side. Good lead block. 2 out there. 3 tough yards. He has to run about 10 yards to get 3 yards. You notice out there who was blocking was Flores, number 87.
He got there quick.
He did.
3rd and 7 at the 45.
We talked about the junior on both sides of the ball now, defensive and offensive. Sometimes when you're trying to establish a program like they're doing here at Irving High School, you just have to get the best athletes on the field. Depth is going to be an issue.
And the skill teams are always, those positions are so hard to fill sometimes.
Ybarra fakes the pitch. He still has it. Rolling to the near side. He's throwing it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Well, that's what you need to do. We saw that last week where we said just throw it to your athlete out there and try to get him to make a play. Trevon Lewis, the freshman. And you see the coach is saying, hey, good job, good way to try to go for it, and that's what you have to do. And the quarterback took a heck of a hit. Right as he let that one go.
Caved in. Man, that was a hard hit,
wasn't it? That's why you have those rib pads, right? They didn't have those back in the day.
On both sides.
No.
That was the 4th consecutive punt for the Tigers.
This time a little wind to their back, and to try to compensate, they just hit it very high in the air and down at the 7-yard line. And as Jose Palacios, the linebacker, will stay into the lineup, the Cardinals will try to work out something a little different offensively. They've gone all different routes tonight, John. We've seen them spread out the offense, throw the wide receiver screens. We've seen them with 3 running backs in the backfield.
We've seen the wishbone. We've seen the
bone.
single wing.
We've seen the flat bone. There's no single wings.
Broken bone.
It is broken.
You talked about Baker and what a luxury it is to have him back at center at 6 feet and 265. He'll be back next year.
Littleton near side trying to hit Nicholas, incomplete. Didn't leave it out far enough for him to run underneath it. On the coverage was 28 Nessler, the safety, the senior.
Nessler with a couple of touchdown catches this year. He is a sophomore. Had the play they wanted, but just out of the reach.
It was Connor Martin. You talked about him being the backup. And he came over from the tight end spot. They handed it to him. Throws left-handed. Not enough juice on the loose. This is Davis. Left side pivots. Not much there at all.
You know,
Alonzo, number 8, making the tackle.
You talked about Martin, Rob. He was such a weapon last year for Irving. He threw 3 touchdown passes, ran for close to 500 yards, and 2 scores on the ground. But a nice extra arm to have in the backfield.
There's Alonzo, number 8, calling the signals defensively. 3rd down. Littleton, plenty of time. Lets one fly, and it's over. His intended receiver, Unoman. 2 men back defensively.
A lot of air underneath that one. He had him open at about midfield, but just hung up and gave the secondary a chance to collapse on number 16, the junior. Waiting for it, and a little bit too late.
I think maybe he jumped too soon.
Man.
He has some reach.
Diaz, the safety, coming over.
So Becara is ready to punt this time. He goes, "You're not going to fool me again."
It's a punt fest. This is our 7th punt in the first half.
I don't mind punts. Penalties get old, but punts are fine. Fair catch. Oh, he wised up this time. Perez Diaz says, I learned my lesson.
Well, they can't complain about field position. Their last 3 starts, the 40, the 42, and now the 43.
Well, lately, Mr. Nelson, it's been all MacArthur.
As we say, they have won the last 5. This is the 58th meeting all time. The Tigers victorious in 2013. Their last win came in 2017. That came down to the wire. 24-20 Tigers in that one.
Tigers would love to score 20 points tonight.
Yeah, just averaging 7 a game.
They start left side. The gap opens and closes. Not a lot of there for Pena, number 2. There's Onyemi again, number 24. This guy's just controlling that second level for MacArthur. Run away from 24 if you're Irving.
6'3", 215.
Yeah, Coach Nickerson said, you know, Rob, there's some basketball players I can use and get some guys off the track team for speed. There you go. If you can recruit your own school. Deep sideline, caught, nicely done. Proctor in the end zone. Oh my, use that freshman speed. And the Tigers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Just one player in mind to throw to, and that was Proctor and the near sidelines. Boy, that caps off a much-needed drive, a much-needed score for the Tigers to get back in this one. Napoleon Proctor, number 29. I believe that is the freshman's first touchdown of the year.
I believe you're right. They're going to go for 2, John.
Yeah, they're quickly.
Why not?
Quickly coming in to take a lead here.
Proctor had 6 catches for 90 yards coming in and no touchdowns, and that was right on his fingertips. All right, after they tried to fool everybody, they're coming in for the extra points. Don't forget the quarterback does the holding. Looks pretty good from here, and it is, and we are tied at 7 apiece. Let's look at that work of art from the quarterback, Ybarra, to Proctor.
With the wind, a tight spiral. Proctor right there off the fingertips at the 21 and just takes it the rest of the way, running away from number 18, Latron Roundtree. Now the look ground level from the end zone. Gave him plenty of space, a chance to haul it in, stays in bounds. And the Tigers have tied it up. We start over.
Yeah, that was the key, staying in bounds. Almost ran out of room. When we watched them play last week against Nimitz, we admired the fact that Proctor was always getting open, it seemed. They just couldn't get the ball to him. This time, however, because the line gave him a lot of time, or shall we say just enough time, and he just let that one fly.
Caps off a 57-yard drive.
Yeah, it helped that, they've got the wind to their back now here in the second. And if you're MacArthur and you're doing the punting, you maybe have to change things just a little bit to push them back when you get the opportunity and not hang the ball up so high in the air, because it's going to come right back down at you. Look right here, you can tell with the kickoff.
Oh, did it stay in bounds?
It did. It hugged the corner. We don't see that a lot. Not the fact that it stayed in bounds, but we don't see kickers kick all the way.
Gave it the full windup, and Cardinals will start from their own 25, possession number 5.
Let's see what the Cardinals have up their sleeve offensively. Do they change what they've been doing? 14 is Aiden Benavides. He's 5'10", a running back. Let's see if they have him in the backfield. Davis is back there now, number 15. All the receivers are to the top of the screen and a tight end to the near side of the screen. And they go wide, maybe, I don't know, a couple yards or so. Benavidez, number 14 with the carry.
Was that an illegal block?
You might have called it.
No, it's a hold.
Just a hold. For Aiden, who just carried that ball, it's his first carry. And now it's going to be wiped out because of the holding call.
During the play, holding.
Let's see if they decline it or not.
Spot the foul. Repeat first down.
They will take it. As referee Maxon tells us, they're going to mark it back 10 yards. I think actually, John, both coaches, if there is a chance to accept a penalty
Tonight?
yeah, to take it. Push the offense back, extend the chains, and then try to take advantage of the fact that the offense has a long way to go, and you might get a turnover. Fake to Benavidez, and they go across the middle, and that is complete. They hit Mendoza on a post pattern, and that is by far their longest toss and catch of the night.
I love that.
All up to the 39.
I love that crossing pattern, the post pattern. You're always going to be in front of the defender. And
But
Mendoza.
if you catch it, you're going to get some yards. There's Anthony. Split to the far side. The Cardinals, as you may see, they get their call from the sideline. They'll wait. They'll see what the coaches call.
It's a 21-yard gain on that pass and run.
Hand off to Benavidez. He is wrapped at the line of scrimmage and tossed down like a rag doll by Jesus Juarez.
And getting up maybe a little slow.
He might have got caught up in the twisting tackle. He's down.
Number 90, the senior, will be attended.
Yeah, he's one of the anchors defensively for this Tiger team. I believe they're going to bring Reuben Smith, who is one of the offensive tackles. They're going to bring him on the field to replace Juarez as a defensive left tackle. I think maybe he got tied up a little bit making that tackle.
Yeah, I think he did on the way down.
So coming in, we talked about how Highland Park was struggling a little bit, and now here they are at 4-1. Lake Highlands, Berkner, and Pierce. That's, to me, Pierce is the most interesting of this, is because they and Jesuit have the 2 losses along with Richardson High School, but it'll probably come down to Jesuit and Pierce. And we're used to Jesuit being in the playoffs, but we're not used to Pierce battling for that 4th playoff spot.
Big win for the Scots 2 weeks ago, knocking off Berkner. Yeah, the top 3 teams combined 15-5 record.
Highland Park with a 61-13 win over Nimitz last night. their coaches can scout on a Friday. All right. After the brief timeout, second down, less than 5. We've got Nicholas lined up near side with one-on-one coverage. One safety deep. And the quarterback keeps. Littleton with some nice blocking downfield, the stiff arm. Still inbounds. He's at the 5. He's going to score.
55-yard jaunt.
Tyler Littleton on the keeper. That's his 4th touchdown of the year rushing. And credit the offensive linemen and the wide receivers with some downfield blocks, although do we have a flag or not? I don't think so, no.
Timeout, Irving. That is their first timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining.
Call time.
Well, that's a short 75-yard drive. Mac back on top. Another lead change here with just over 6 minutes to go in half number 1.
A couple of weeks ago, we had this extra point try against J.J. Pierce, and Baptist picks it up and goes the distance for MacArthur. We were all a little shocked when he went the distance that the officials said it was worth just 1 point. So I did a little digging without, finally talking to the Irving staff. But I sent an email to the UIL, and A.J. Martinez, the assistant athletic director for the UIL, said, no, that should have been 2 points. And so I felt a little bit better about that. And then I talked to Coach Nicholas before the ball game, as we have a timeout here and probably a legal procedure call.
Before the play, number 5 making contact with the neutral zone.
So the Tigers make contact before the snap.
Time down.
So Coach Nicholas told me that the day after that game, the officiating crew, the head crew chief of that officiating crew, called him and said, we blew it.
Well, it should have.
It should have been 2 points. So there's a big push for the officials to self-regulate themselves, and so that's why they got a hold of the head coach. Extra point. I think he might have missed that one, and he did. He hooked it wide left. There is one example where there can be awarded 1 point because of a miss, and we'll talk about it after this play here as Littleton goes the distance.
2 players with a nice block downfield. One of them, I believe, the offensive guard, and then the other wide receiver. And Littleton is off to the races and will not be caught. All they're going to see is number 6, and it's getting smaller. As he gets towards a double stripe, that number 6 getting a little smaller. A little head fake to the left, to the right. It's number 4, and it's loose with a nice block.
And there he goes. He, too, hugged that sideline.
Who was it that got that block that allowed Baptist to take it on that extra? Was it Egberts?
I believe so.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. If an opposing team blocks an extra point and in their haste to pick it up, they fumble it, and the ball rolls around and picked up by the kicking team, they get like a point. That's how they get a point. And I'm wondering if that's maybe how the officials got confused about that. But the thing is doing the research, I looked it up, and I was seeing that that's not the first time that's happened, where officials were granting just a 1 point on the return and not 2.
Well, it was continuous. I mean, it was easily the 2-point conversion the other way.
Right, yep. All right. That is Becerra. Number 30 has the stocking all over the right leg. Is it a fashion statement? And another hit. Tiger's going to learn to put up the hand for a fair catch. Did he? And now we've got a penalty flag thrown away from the ball. And if I'm looking at it right, Landon Hall, number 80, is walking away from the play. But the official came running up and pointing directly to him. Let's see what happened after the play.
I didn't see a hand go up.
Nope, so I think all that's good. Do you see 80 anywhere? If we kept that play rolling a little bit, maybe we would have seen what happened.
Well, he got up, but some assembly was required.
There were a lot of blocks going on after the play.
They're going to kick. Offsides, kicking team. Number 2. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 80 on the receiving team.
He pointed the wrong way. It's 80. Both penalty flags are against MacArthur. So Mac is offsides. Watch 80, right? Just the little.
Now, is that really enough for a flag?
And I love you tap? Is that what that is? Oh, he'd hate to hear me say that. You see that, though, more than you'd expect if you really watch closely how guys will use their shoulder when they're walking past each other like that. One guy might do his shoulder into the other guy just a little bit.
Well, it's kind of like what I did to you getting to the hot wings table. The hallway was kind of narrow.
I'm telling you, I have a hard enough time standing up, let me tell you.
First down.
Registered some pain.
Pain for the wings.
Okay, we're going towards Mac.
Okay, so the ball will be resting at the 47 of Irving. They'll have the ball offensively. Still plenty of time for them to move the football and try to answer the call. Again, the extra point was missed. Might make a difference down the line. Coach Nicholas says, Referee Maxson, could you come over here just a little bit? I want an explanation, as you see there to the left of your screen, about what happened.
Their best field position to start from in the first half, their own 47.
Remember last time, this is about where they were when they threw the long pass to Proctor.
Yeah, 5 yards the other way, and you got a carbon copy.
So Nicholas is getting an explanation from the officials.
Proctor, Littleton, and Revere, the 3 scores tonight for the 2 teams.
Don't forget at halftime, both bands, drill teams. Sometimes the drill teams perform together right off the bat, so you may see the Toy Tigers and the Cardettes right off the top to kick things off.
Our TV game next week on ICTN, a homecoming affair. The same Irving Tiger squad will entertain the Eagles from Richardson High.
We were 3-3 on the year and 2-2 as of tonight.
Oh boy, no flag.
And going right up the middle is Pena, but this thing may come back.
On the carry.
They've faked that misdirection 2 or 3 times tonight and usually throw the football. This time they actually hand off. It's going to be offsides against MacArthur, and Pena will get the yardage and give his team a first down at the 40.
Somebody's head or somebody's number may have been over the neutral zone because that flag was dropped as soon as the ball was snapped.
Look at that hole, John.
Huge, huge opening.
That was Reuben Smith, number 76, on the pull as a right tackle. It trapped the nose guard. There's Proctor going in motion. They give to Proctor. Pena with the lead block. Proctor dips his shoulder down and might have felt that one as he ran into Rolando King, number 19, another sophomore. This could pretty much be a JV game, John, with all the sophomores on the field tonight.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection plays.
He's going to take himself out. See that, folks, no matter if it's high school, college, or pro, I'm tapping out. They'll tap themselves on top of the head and say, pull me out, coach. So David Garcia, number 9, he comes in. He's not as a running back. And they go right up the middle. And Pena, maybe the line of scrimmage.
He just disappeared into the line. Straight handoff.
Gain. 3rd down,
That is Adrian Horta, number 42. Those guys up front.
Proctor back in, number 29. How about Trevon Lewis as a target?
Why not? He's got good size. He's to the top of the screen. Throw it high. Let him go for it. Flores in motion left side. We're going to go to Proctor again. Near side. Proctor is there. And it's incomplete, but we might have a pass interference call against one of the Cardinals.
Yeah, he had some holding and a hand check on Proctor at about the 20.
It's the two safeties. It was either King or Hobbs White who were both back there in coverage. Again, in high school ball, it's just a 15-yard penalty, not at the spot. He had that in his hands, though. I believe the contact happened a little earlier than that
15-yard penalty for the previous spot.
moment, but they're going to have the flag called and push back against the Cardinals.
Oh, it's a huge penalty. You've got time. You're at the 23. Chance to take the lead. Yeah, that happened a little bit earlier. Hits the defender in the back of the foot, but never saw the ball, never turned the other way.
You have to turn your head, and they'll look past that. So it's first down. Proctor in motion. Fake to Proctor. They go to Pena. Pena up the middle. He's at the 10, still driving, getting some help from Smith. And it'll be first down at probably right at the 10-yard line.
Oh, that is a nice play when it works. The inside handoff, and it did. The offensive line did their job.
That's when you have to pay respect to Proctor, number 29.
Oh, no doubt.
They're saying, okay, we got to watch him. Meanwhile, they hand off to Pena. So it's almost like an option, John. You can hand off or you can go ahead and give it to Proctor. First down and 10. They cannot get a first down. There's the lead block. There's Pena. He's going to score.
Look at this. Little guy runs 10 yards. They overran him.
Kevin Flores, number 87, the big tight end out there, putting some thunder down on the block. And we're tied at 13, and that sideline is excited. Pena's excited. And an extra point can give these Tigers the lead. You don't hear that very often. Well, it's either the Tigers moved, which they did. So just as you said, they have a chance to take the lead. I'm trying to rub this off on John, but of course I see.
Heard that.
Yes, it's the jinx.
Got it on tape.
It's the jinx. So now we've got a 25-yard extra point. It's Caleb Centeno, number 24. High enough, and it is good. So the Tigers with the rare lead, folks, 14-13. Again, a fired-up sideline. Pena's fired up. And let's watch it again, John.
Their touchdown drive coming a little over 4 minutes from the last score. Pena around the left side. Nice stand-up block. A huge block by number 76, Reuben Smith, at about 295. And a nice 53-yard drive capped off by a deep pass, and then the Pena run to the house.
The Flores and Smith combination, probably a couple of two biggest linemen out there for the Irving Tigers. Plenty of time before the break, though, at 3:13.
Boy, points are hard to come by, but Rob, that extra point, I mean, that could loom large.
Absolutely. But hey, let's give credit to Irving.
Yeah, nice mix-up of play calling, some misdirections, a deep pass.
This doesn't look like the same Irving team we watched last week against Nimitz, does it?
Well, a little different. They are moving the chains. They're winning third down, getting some nice rushing yards. They only had 68 last week. So
it's a matter of just, they're making the plays and connecting tonight. Ball bounces around a little bit. And there's some running room near side. And we may have some flag on the carpet tonight and bring that back. Let's see.
Flag
Got a
on the
push in
play.
the back.
Devon Lewis on
Let's
the
see, I
tackle.
can't tell if Terrence Smith.
If that's a penalty at like the 10-yard line, that's going to push him back to like the 5. If that's where the
During
flag is
return,
at.
illegal blocking back, number 32 on the
Right,
receiving
John,
team.
blocking the back.
At the distance goal line, first down.
Terrence Smith with a push in the back of the numbers. That's a spot foul, and it happened at about the 10. Got a break for Irving here to try to pin him back deep.
Let's see if we can catch it on the replay. Maybe there. Maybe number 32. There was a couple of good blocks there. And if you're MacArthur, you're thinking, wow, we had pretty good field position to start the drive. Just 3 seconds over the 3-minute mark, and now here we are with the football at our own 5-yard line. Look at the near side, John. You've got Nicholas almost one-on-one because you have the overtop safety there just to the left. He's got to cover the slot man.
That's Figueroa with the safety.
Yep, and this is Littleton running for his life. He's going to get close and will get the first down. Making something out of nothing.
Well, they had him drawn and quartered in the end zone, then he got loose on the edge and picks up a first down. They had him deep in the end zone, but let him get away. Here's Littleton.
Oh, might have
as
been a
they
hold. Might have been a hold
collapse.
there.
Man,
Left tackle grabbed a jersey of Juarez,
14 yards on the run and a first down.
but he gives them some space to work with. Clock rolling. Littleton far sideline. They said, keep the clock rolling, please. Coach Nicholas again coached Nickerson, who is the head coach of Irving High School. That's kind of funny.
Mack will get the ball to start the second half.
And right now the Cardinals are in no hurry. In motion. They look one way. They go sideline to Nicholas, incomplete. They got Mendoza 85 to go in motion like they were going to throw to Mendoza out of the backfield, and Littleton slung it to Nicholas, but missed his mark. It'll stop the clock with a minute 51 to go and 3rd and 8, which, that's not automatic. You look over at the Tigers, who still have 2 timeouts to use before halftime. Important play here. If Mack goes here and tries to throw it and it's an incomplete pass, that's going to do Irving some favors. And now Irving uses a timeout, so they only have 1 left. I'm guessing there is the head coach there, Nickerson. I'm guessing he believes that defensively they were not in the right lineup. Again, his first year at Irving High School, and he has a whole host of coaches, which he put near the top of his wish list and what he wanted to accomplish his first season. And that, he said, is get the right coaches in here for the program.
Well, they should know the secondary. He was a defensive back at Texas Tech, an assistant at Flower Mound before taking the job here.
That Flower Mound connection after MacArthur. But yeah, he said, we got to have the right coaches, and all the coaches, pretty much all of them he has so far, all have Irving connections. Any of the 3 high schools, the coaches have been around. So it's 3rd and 8 after the timeout. And Littleton goes deep, and it's picked off. Good enough, I guess, for a punt, if you will. Perez Diaz, number 3, with it. Now they're trying to say Mendoza stole it right back, but the refs are saying no, that's not the case. Almost as good as a punt, John.
What a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Diaz, trying to get it to Mendoza, number 85. Throwing into double coverage, and Diaz just took over, just took it away. Is that our first turnover? It is.
Yeah.
So Littleton, with his 5th interception of the year.
Plenty of time. Maybe threw off the back foot a little bit. Overthrows Mendoza, and Perez Diaz comes up with the turnover. So there's a $1:42 to go. Tigers with only one timeout to use. And let's see how they use it. Well, it didn't go off very well on the first down play. Right back to the line of scrimmage, and with the clock rolling, the quarterback, Ibarra, will go to the sideline, get the call. I remember playing ball one year, John, and I was an offensive guard, and they alternated the guards, me and another guy, to bring in the play. I'm like, look, we're just overweight kids. You're making us run.
Did you make it through the third quarter?
Barely, because our offense wasn't any good. We punted the ball away. And they're going to return the favor. Penalty flag thrown. Interception. We'll see if this holds up or not. MacArthur's King gets the INT. But let's see, because they threw a flag right in the area of the interception. If it's interference against MacArthur, this will keep the ball in the hands of the Tigers. Give them a first down.
It came at about the 25 as they sorted out.
Unless I'm thinking that maybe, the offensive guy pushed off. But they're talking it over. So it's only a hold, and I say only because it's only a 5-yard penalty. It is an automatic first down. So that'll give Irving a fresh set of downs. I don't know if we could see it.
Defense, number 10.
Maybe right there.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Since it was an eligible
King
receiver,
comes
that's an
down with the
automatic first
interception,
down.
but I believe that was Henry Ford the third who's going to be called for the holding.
Well, it came a little deeper. It came to about 31.
So first down. That is Martinez, number 10 you were looking at. Let's see what the Tigers do. All-out rush, and there is Flores, the big bowling ball. Bumbling, rumbling, stumbling.
Wide open, they left him uncovered. And Flores, the junior, with a reception and a first down.
He's having a good time laughing about that one. He's usually doing the blocks. Clock is rolling, though. Time running out here. Yeah. Irving had to get up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe they got lost in the shuffle of the time, and the sense of urgency was not there.
Well, here's the catch. You can see how wide open, or he will.
And then he lowers the boom.
Hey, it's a collision sport. There's the action.
Well, Ford the third was smart to go low and not try to tackle him high.
First down 5 at the 33.
So 1st and 5, there must have been a penalty on the play.
Why not? I mean, it's been flag happy here in the second quarter.
Only 30 seconds. Irving needs to move the ball about 20 yards perhaps to try to get into field goal range. Blitz is on. Ibarra. The wheels are motoring, and he just runs out of bounds to stop the clock. Smart.
Got a hold.
Well, that's going to take him out of range.
Couldn't stand Prosperity. Got a hole on the far side.
During the play, holding number 67 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
A rather lengthy first half, is it not? Kind of came to a stall.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes longer than most. There's the hold right there.
Yep. Grabbing, turn the number around.
And hey, credit Horta, number 42. He, arms in the air, making notes so the official can see it. So now it's almost, the Hail Mary time. Maybe one or two more plays. That's almost intercepted. That was defended rather well as they try to go back to the well again to Flores. And Isaiah Egbers, number 12. who had a really good game against the Vikings last week on ICTN. He this time fell back in the zone where Flores was going to go and knocked that out. Knocked it away, but I think almost had a chance to get the interception there. You see him, number 12, holding onto the hand. The ball might have jammed the thumb a little bit. So it's 2nd down and 15. Again, I believe one timeout left for the Tigers. There's that little misdirection, but it's not fooling anyone, and it's Horta again, number 42, making the defensive play for MacArthur. So, hey, credit Adrian in that front 4 for MacArthur as the Tigers use their last timeout. It'll be 3rd down and forever.
Need to get to the 28 of MacArthur.
You know, John, if they completed the pass, it's going to have to be near the sideline. They can't complete one down the middle and expect to get set up in time to stop the clock. Although it does stop with the movement of the chains, but traditionally, defensively, you try to funnel the offense in the middle.
And they're thinking, just let's not give anything away. At the worst, we're going to take a lead into the locker room. I mean, we're up by 1. Don't give the defense any chance to take it the other way. We've seen that happen before.
This would be, I believe, the first time Irving led at the half this year.
I think it is. Yeah,
if it stays the way it is now. Even the referees are a little bit deeper than normal back at the 10, waiting for some sort of long pass play or an attempted one by the Tigers. Flores is lined up to the right. Pena, the running back, to the left of Ybarra. They fake the handoff very quickly, go to the left, and Proctor goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Still needs some more real estate.
4th down,
yeah.
6 to go. And, John, I believe they're going to bring out the kicker.
Well, with the wind, this would be a 54-yard attempt angled to the right.
You know, even if he misses this, Mack will have maybe 2 seconds, a second left maybe.
Yeah, they're going to drop back a defender at the goal line.
Caleb Centeno, the senior, a 54-yard kick. It's high enough, long enough. Oh. And that's
underneath.
That is going to do it for the first half. I mean, he was on target, dude. I mean, he just needed another yard. Keep that in your back pocket for later in the ball game if they got the wind to their back and a strong leg for the Tigers. So, hey, a fun first half. Sure, we've had our penalties, but it's a crosstown rivalry, and it is very close. 14-13, Tigers after 2. Highlights, stats, bands, drill team, all that coming up next on your ICTN Game of the Week.
The State Fair of Texas is back.
Big Tex.
And this year, the big guy has a new pair of boots that trail back to Irving.
The contest was to design a boot for Big Tex to wear during the State Fair.
Irving local Jessica Bonilla won the 2023 Big Tex Boot Design Contest presented by Lucchese Bootmaker with her Texas wildlife-inspired theme.
The Texas sunset, the different state animals like the armadillo, the roadrunner, things like that.
Jessica's design stood out among over 300 entries.
It's a very fulfilling feeling to know that a lot of people like my art and that it was good enough to even be on the booth.
Her passion for art and creativity flourished while attending school at North Hills Preparatory in Irving.
My elective was art, so I have all my art teachers who I believe still teach there, and I'm Facebook friends with them. So whenever I posted about winning, it just felt really it made me feel like full circle, to have my art teachers congratulate me about art that I'm even doing outside of school.
Now thousands of people from all over will be snapping pics with her artwork for the next 3 years.
It's an accomplishment. I think it's really nice to be able to represent your city. It can be a little fun fact about Irving. Irving's home. It's
Halftime here at Irving, Texas. The Irving Tigers leading their crosstown rival MacArthur to the tune of 14-13. The Cardettes and also the Irving drill team out to display their talents at halftime.
The Toy Tigers want to thank their sponsors, Texas Motion Sports, Swag, Singers with a Goal, and Quick Car Irving. The Toy Tigers under the direction of Tasha Franklin and assisted by Lucy, and captivating Cardettes, Neosha White. Get on your feet, Tiger fans. It is time for the Irving High School Tiger Marching Band. The Irving Independent School District and Irving High School proudly present the 2023 edition of your Irving Tiger Marching Band under the direction of drum majors George Diaz, Angela Escobedo, and Omar Solis. Tonight, the Tiger Marching Band will be performing a portion of their 2023 marching production, Eternally Yours, featuring the music from the motion picture and Broadway production, Beetlejuice. Before we begin, we would like to congratulate all 3 high school bands in Irving ISD for receiving superior ratings at their UIL Region Marching Contest on Wednesday. This has qualified all of Irving ISD bands to compete in the UIL Area B Marching Contest on October 21st at Pennington Field for a chance to advance to the Texas State Marching Contest in San Antonio. Marching Band. Tigers from both De Zavala and Crockett Middle Schools. The De Zavala and Crockett bands have been our guests tonight in the stands, and now we would like to bring them onto the field and combine forces to perform the Hey Song. Sanchez, and Outstanding Color Guard member Jimena Hernandez. The Tiger Marching Band section of the week is the trumpets. Their dedication and service to the band is above and beyond what is called for. The Irving Tiger Band is in the direction of Scott Anderson, Roberto Diaz, Emilio Paul, Don Jackson, and Jesse
14-13, the Irving Tigers on top of the Cardinals of MacArthur. We're between halves here at Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium. And here is how the scoring commenced. The Cardinals got on the board first. Their second possession, Maximilian Revere takes it 23 yards. 4:41 left in the opening quarter, 7-0 Mac. Tigers come back on their fifth possession, a nice 45-yard toss to Napoleon Proctor that completes a 57-yard drive, and we start over at 7. Another lead change, a 55-yard run by Tyler Littleton. That followed a nice first down pass. 6:03 left in the first half. That made it 13-7. The extra point missed, and it gave Irving a chance to take the lead, and they do. Adriel Pena 10-yard run, completing a 53-yard drive on their sixth possession. Came with 3:13 left in the first half. The extra point good, and a 14-13 Irving lead. Tigers with 5 first downs, 5 of 12 in passing, 101 yards on the ground, 177 your total, 0 turnovers. They were flagged 7 times for 52 yards. Cardinals held to 3 first down, 50% in passing. Not much up top, 39 yards, but more on the ground, 114, and 153 total yards for the Cardinals. They turned it over once on that interception on their sixth possession. They drew 5 flags for a total of 40 yards. So 12 penalties, totaling close to 100 yards combined in the first 24 minutes. Irving on top, 14-13, the second half coming up on the other side.
Drum majors, is your band ready? Let's hear it for the MacArthur High School Marching Band. The MacArthur Band would like to congratulate the Irving Band for advancing to area. Congratulations, Irving. Also, thank you to the Travis Middle School Band, Sam Houston Middle School Band, and Crockett Middle School Band for joining us this evening. We can't wait for you to be a part of the Mac Band family.
The building itself is so dramatic and so gorgeous at night regardless, but now you've just added a punch of color.
We have a very bright, bold light lining the convention center. We previously just had it on the bottom layer, now we have it on the top layer as well, and they're more vibrant colors.
We can do like the entire Crayola box now and really the entire color wheel, and we can do them for special occasions. We can also do them in special colors for company events.
It's fun and it gives our clients one other amenity, one other feature.
It matches the fancy new LED lighting we have in the grand ballroom on 4.
Those LED lights can change colors, and they can change to any color.
This building is now in its 12th year. We're running 250,000 people a year through the building, but we have a lot of repeat customers, so we want to make sure our attendees feel like this place is always new and shiny and refreshing. So that's what we're doing right now.
You can see it a long ways away. It looks great.
The building itself is so dramatic and so gorgeous at night regardless, but now you've just added a punch of color.
We have a very bright, bold light lining the convention center. We previously just had it on the bottom layer, now we have it on the top layer as well, and they're more vibrant colors.
We can do like the entire Crayola box now and really the entire color wheel, and we can do them for special occasions. We can also do them in special colors for company events.
It's fun and it gives our clients one other amenity, one other feature.
It matches the fancy new LED lighting we have in the grand ballroom on 4.
Those LED lights can change colors, and they can change to any color.
This building is now in its 12th year. We're running 250,000 people a year through the building, but we have a lot of repeat customers, so we want to make sure our attendees feel like this place is always new and shiny and refreshing. So that's what we're doing right now.
You can see it a long ways away. It looks great.
Hi, I'm Thomas Gandy. Be sure to join us on City Source. A new Irving school is helping to prepare workers for jobs in high demand. See where students are learning about welding and more. Plus, see the updated features giving a brighter flair to the Irving Convention Center. That's at 6 p.m. on ICTN Now, Spectrum Channel 16 and Frontier Channel 30, and at youtube.com/the City of Irving for the important local stories and information we bring you on ICTN City Source.
Third quarter about to begin. The Cardinals will take the kick and have the wind to their back in the third quarter. Irving will have it in the fourth. A lot of the scoring going left to right with the wind to the back, except for that long Littleton run. Everything has pretty much been down here toward the scoreboard. A lot of penalties, even though 12 were accepted. I felt like there was another 12 thrown.
Bunch of them.
Just the way it went. Centeno will tee things up with the wind to his back. It's a little pooch kick at the 29. Nicholas calling for the fair catch. That's where the Cardinals will take over. Their starters tonight, it was Littleton as your starting quarterback. They pretty much have their offensive line back. Revere has done most of the carrying, although we have seen a couple of other faces, along with Aiden Benavidez, number 14, has been in the backfield as well.
Mr. Woolman, the temperature has dropped. It's a tight game. I feel a great disturbance in the force right now.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Do you feel a chill?
Friday the 13th.
Wrap all of that up. Littleton with Nicholas to the top, but they decide to give it to the tailback, Revere, and there is not much there. Hit right at the line of scrimmage, first of all by Alonzo, number 8, and also a fired up number 70, who is now playing that defensive line for Irving, DeAnthus Upshaw.
Got a player down back at the line of scrimmage.
We're just talking about the Cardinals getting their offensive line healthy again, and it appears to be one of the big offensive linemen, maybe a cramp. They're attending to him right now, even this far deep into the season. Still getting cramps down on the field to play. They rushed Jose Hernandez, number 70, out to take his place. MacArthur, after tonight's game against Irving, they have just a few left, but oh my goodness, the poor guys, they got to run the gauntlet with Highland Park, Jesuit, and Berkner to finish out the season. As you take a look at their 2 pre-district games, because of the fact there are so many teams in this district, they only had 2 pre-district games to get ready.
Has the season gone by pretty quick in your mind? This is week
Always.
7.
Always goes by quickly. And that's what happened, it seemed like, this year.
Well, I love everything about football this time of the year. I love Friday nights. I love finding a way how to win a game. And then Saturday mornings to celebrate it.
There you go. Watch a little college football. That was Morton Coleman, 65, the right guard. He was able to run off on his own power, just a cramp. That was a loss. Second down and a few. Waiting, going right down the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by number 12, Xavion Page. Page inside the 40 to the 39, the second turnover tonight for the Cardinals. And the Tigers are in great field position for their first offensive possession of the second half.
Uwanoma, the intended receiver. As we see the pass pattern, it kind of hangs up there. Uwanoma right there in the double coverage. He got to it first, off of the tip. And then springs forward to take it in pretty decent field position all the way down to the 40. But the Cardinals, that is the second interception, and on the year for Littleton, his 6th interception.
DeAnthus Upshaw, number 70, who's the left tackle, was also there as a defensive tackle on that previous play and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Maybe forced him to underthrow it somewhat. And their second turnover of the night. Not much going there for Irving offensively, as the Cardinals rise to the occasion. Reyes, 55, is a big guy right up front. Nagacha, we haven't heard a lot of him, number 11. Horton, number 42, and then Egbers, number 12, just to the bottom of your screen, are the 4 guys up front. Ybarra with Pena just to his left. They run the misdirection, and there was J.J. Reyes, number 55, all over. And an auspicious start so far, John, for the Tiger offense, who now are facing a 3rd down in about 13.
Well, they sent a man in motion, the inside handoff that had worked twice in the first half, but not that time, a loss of 2. Big third down here. Well, they're all big. I mean, you lead by 1.
Every possession's big. Mistakes are huge. Of course, it's what does the other team do with it if they get it, and that's the case now for the Tigers. That is Flores that's winged it to the left, and Ybarra goes deep and has a man wide open. Proctor at the 21-yard line. Proctor was wrapped up by Ford, the corner. The ball was underthrown, but this is just a case of the wide receiver making the play and seeing the ball and able to come back to it. And the Tigers get a first down. They come out very quickly. It's Pena. Pena at the 5. The stiff arm and a score. Adriel Pena, number 2, his second touchdown tonight. They go to the line of scrimmage very quickly and take advantage of it. Let's hold everything and make sure there's not a penalty flag on the field.
There's the play, illegal shift offense.
That is going to bring it back
Still first down
for the Tigers.
I already had it marked down as a touchdown. Okay, where's the eraser here?
Nickerson calling or talking to the official like, what are you talking about?
He's having to be restrained, pushing him back.
Well, he's going to talk to the official, Maxim, about this. He's like, give me an explanation. John, you think of his mindset right now. Here's a team that has struggled all season. One play, and all of a sudden they're not only up by 1 point, they have like a touchdown lead, which is so unheard of for these guys trying to, get their feet underneath them and play well, only to see it taken away from you. It's got to be so frustrating.
I mean, he'll listen, but it's in one ear and out the other.
Oh, you know it.
I mean, come on.
So the touchdown is called back. It's a 5-yard penalty. Perhaps they got up to the line of scrimmage too fast, too quickly. Snapped the ball before everyone was set. And now they'll try it again. Fake the handoff. Going deep, going outside, and almost interception. Proctor, he went more toward a post pattern, and Ybarra was thinking that he was going to go out. And that was a chance for Henry Ford III to come up with the interception. It was closer to Ford than it.
Yeah, we'll see Ford, number 8, kind of twist counterclockwise. Well, he came close, did he not?
He did. Maybe a little misread between the quarterback and the wide receiver. But Proctor had some space. And they tried again. Pena, left side, wrapped up. There's Odeyemi. Probably the main guy defensively, I'd say, tonight for Mac. He's played a heck of a game, John.
Yeah, not that time. Odeyemi right there, gums up the works. Just to wrap up the takedown.
Well, there wasn't even a body on the linebacker. He just had a clear shot at the running back.
Okay, what do you call here on 3rd and 15?
Well, after seeing their kicker kick almost a 50-something yard kick, I think they're in field goal range. Don't do anything silly to get pushed back even more. There's a guy open in the flats, incomplete.
Man, he was wide open, wide open.
Well, he had Proctor, was it Proctor in the flats, and Lewis just running a streak down the sideline. One of those two. Might have been Patrick Claros, number 5, that was out in the flats. So here we go. Caleb Cinto, the senior. Had like a 54-yarder come up about a yard shy. This one's going to be a 43-yarder. I like this angle. Had a pretty good shot at whether it was straight or not. Watch again. Low snap. Good hold. And it goes just to one side. He did not get all of that one.
Got underneath it. And the ball is turned over now.
I wonder if the snap messed with his timing.
Had to place it down kind of twice.
Coach Nickerson doing, this is a coaching moment.
Touchdown taken away, and second possession for the Cards here in the second half.
For the Irving kids, it's a matter of just forgetting the fact that that touchdown got wiped away and playing ball. For Mac, it's just trying to find that magic on the ground. Like maybe we're there. Oh, he makes one guy miss. Perez Diaz finally makes the tackle. It's a free safety. You know, when you get to that level, it's a lot of yardage. And that's another first down, almost 20 on the carry, down to the 47. Maximilian's had a really good game tonight. Aiden Benavides comes in. Mendoza far left along with Nicholas. So they stack two at the top. Uenoman to the bottom. Connor Martin the block, and no one's blocking the big guy. Well, what a second half for offensive tackle turned defensive tackle, Deonthus Upshaw.
That was just hold your ground, one-on-one, and Upshaw has the better of it. As you'll see right here, Upshaw, thank you very much. Don't need any help. And tosses down Benavides to the turf.
I feel like he's really disrupted that offensive line now that they put him in there at one of the defensive linemen. He has really made a force of it in the middle. Here comes Littleton trying to find somewhere to go. And little room for Littleton.
Slow to get up. Yeah, let's see if this grit and determination of Irving will hold at bay. Mac on this drive. It's 3rd and long.
They got to get to the 43 of Irving. They have basically the same lineup offensively. Here comes Upshaw around the corner. They find Nicholas, and Nicholas has a first down. Banner Nicholas, who came in with just 9 catches, averages close to 16 yards a catch.
Got a man down here, an offensive lineman.
Banner picked up at least 16, his average, and more to get him into Irving territory. That is an offensive lineman for MacArthur, which is Jose Hernandez. Jose, one of the backup tackles. And sometimes he fills in for Saran at right tackle. Or he'll move over to left tackle. Hiram Hernandez has been playing. They moved him from left guard to left tackle. So a lot of movements, a lot of substitutions and shifts for this Cardinal offensive line this year.
Yeah, at times you've had Cerrone at center, Fernando Cerrone.
Oh yeah, we had him that way a couple of weeks ago.
We've seen Andrew Sylvan as a guard, Albert Smith as a tackle.
A little gimpy, but appears to be not too bad.
That's what I said about a root canal once. Doesn't seem too bad. Oh, okay.
No, that's the root of the problem right there.
This won't hurt until 4 weeks later.
39-yard line of the Tigers. Littleton going for it all, and for the second time tonight has it blocked at the line of scrimmage. Appears at Cantarillo, number 7. Got his arms up in the air and knocked that away.
Cantanero from the outside, the defensive end, the senior.
Watch him coming in right in the middle. Had to fight through 2 blocks just to apply pressure to the quarterback. Revere, a lot of room. Martin with a nice block. Near side, stiff arm. To the 24, 22, check that until he's run out of bounds. They move the sticks again, and this is by far the best the Cardinals have looked, I think, offensively, consistently in a series tonight.
Mac with 153 total yards, in the first half. Here's a head fake. Here's another shake loose. And a nice first down run, almost in the red zone.
Cardinals completed a 3rd down and 15 to get on the first down. That last run back there, getting them close to the red zone, and they do the quick toss to the left to Mendoza. Mendoza with a nice downfield blocks. Revere's down there. Connor Martin is down there.
Pitch goes to Anthony Mendoza.
The Tigers are finding themselves with their backs against the wall here, and another player down for the Cardinals. Another offensive lineman. It has been a rough night for the guys in the trenches between the tackles.
And that is Cerrone, the offensive right tackle. Here's the nice sprint to the side by Mendoza. And avoids the block by Revere. Almost had a push in the back, Revere. But the play stands.
Yep, that'll put the ball at about the 10-yard line. Dallas Morning News. Top 10, Duncanville, DeSoto. There's your 1-2 punch. Duncanville playing over in Mansfield last night at one of their newer stadiums. The place was packed in the parking lot. North Crowley. You don't hear a lot about North Crowley, maybe because they're in Tarrant County, John. McKinney, rare for those guys to be in the top 10, trying to make a name. Rockwall. They have North Crowley and Crowley, John, in the top 10 is quite impressive.
Yeah, North Crowley, a playoff team last year, and maybe the pride of Tarrant County along with South Lake. But what a nice stadium they've built in Crowley for those two schools, and North has had the better of it this year.
So it's going to be 1st and goal. Revere, there's flags down, I believe. Revere takes the handoff, right side, trots into the end zone. But let's see, I believe there is laundry on the field. Could be a shift, a motion, holding, all of the above. You know the ball's coming back. So both teams have had a touchdown called back because of a penalty.
Still first down.
And they'll try it one more time.
I'll tell you what, Nat Maxson getting a lot of airtime tonight.
He's heard about it. He's heard about ICTN. There's the touchdown where Revere goes on the edge.
There wasn't a hole there. It happened on the other side. It had to.
In motion is Revere. That little push to the right did not wrap up. Did the Tiger, and that gets down to about the 6 or so. But Christopher Alvarez, number 1, who kind of found himself in an awkward position where the running back was kind of to his back, and so he just kind of like put a shoulder into him.
Yeah, he blocked him forward for another 3 yards.
Under 5 minutes. 2nd and goal. This time the Cardinals split 2 wide to the near side. And in motion goes Mendoza. And they go to Mendoza's side. He's got the wheels to motor. The hole closes very quickly.
Mendoza, the carry.
Cantarillo, one of the first 2 in on the tackle.
Again.
You know, the Tiger uniforms,
3rd and goal.
when you have the advantage of a camera that can zoom in a huge screen TV I'm looking at, I can see the numbers.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, but from where we're standing or sitting, and you look across the field, rather difficult to pick up those numbers. Revere, right up the gut, and it fools no one. So, Mr. Nelson.
Defense rises for the stop.
Again, a couple of those two-way players. That time it was Flores, number 87. Remember, Flores is also a tight end.
Well, we're going to see Becerra.
Albert Becerra, 5'8", 140. He's a kicker. He's a senior.
To attempt a 23-yard
This is almost like an extra point. 22-yarder right in front of the uprights. And it is good.
That is a 69-yard drive. Becerra, Mr. Perfect, senior.
And that gives the Cardinals the lead 16-14. But the thing is, because of that missed extra point, that also gives Irving an opportunity to go back ahead with the field goal themselves. The schedule left for the Irving Tigers. They've got Richardson, then Pierce, then Lake Highlands. We'll see you next week for their homecoming game against Richardson. They would like one W beside their name before this season is over and time is running out. 3 weeks left of football after tonight. In this one, there is nothing to be ashamed of with their performance tonight. John, they played really well and competitive.
Game was tied at 7. They took the lead. Mac missing the extra point, but now on top by a deuce. And they'll have the win at their back for another 3:22. See how he chooses to kick it away here.
A pooch or the distance. Again, he has the wind to his back, so. And Becerra just kicks it pretty much straight up in the air. Fair catch at the 32.
Little shoulder pop, some words exchanged after the fair catch.
I saw that. Hobbs White was like, hey, he hit me late. Tigers with look at those 2 offensive tackles, 70 and 76. Upshaw is 70. Reuben Smith, 76. That's a good way to start building your offensive line, isn't it? Yeah, although both are seniors.
Yeah, both will leave the program after this year.
They run that offense where Flores, the tight end, is more or less like a slot back that's right behind the guard and tackle. That's just to the right. Delay a game against the Tigers. They get the call out soon enough. You see that on occasion on a change of possession where they start the play clock sooner than the offense really realizes that the thing is clicking away, and the next thing you know, they find themselves at a 1st and 15, such is the case for Irving. We've reiterated this many times, but this is a team that cannot play behind the chains like that at 1st and 15 for your first play. Xavier running for his life, wrapped up by Martinez. And asking the officials, how about a face mask call? J.J. Reyes, number 55, plugging up the middle. And there goes Ybarra, John. The guy just runs over, gets the call.
Tigers again looking for their first win of the year. They're 0-6. They were 1-9 last year. Cardinals last year 4-6 overall, 3-5 in district play. They're 1-5 going into this game.
Plenty of time. That's a pass that takes up a lot of real estate just to get to the far sideline.
Got to have a good arm, and he did. Got it to him before the defenders could close in on Proctor.
3rd down and about 8. Someone that's got a good arm. We saw him play here earlier, Presley Harper. And also Charlie Peters. We haven't seen him from Jesuit.
Yeah, but Harper was really impressive.
He's completed 60% of his passes and 1,900 yards.
Really?
Already. Leads the Metroplex in passing. Xavier across the middle's got a guy. Complete to number 81, Trayvon Lewis. Underthrew him. Still good for over 30 yards and a 1st down, John. But, boy, if he'd have hit him on the numbers in stride, that's 7 points.
Yeah, Ibarra used to nosedive, but Lewis able to get it before it hits the turf. That's a catch of the night.
Outstanding catch.
And again, into a little bit of a wind. Made it that much harder.
Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Now they shoot themselves in the foot with another 5-yard penalty.
Previous spot, still
It was
first
the
down.
right side, and I think Patrick Claros, the tight end. Yeah, a little antsy before the snap.
Trying to get a jump on the ball. And all too familiar for this Tiger team to find themselves 1st and 15. This time inside MacArthur territory. Right side, Pena. Nice blocking up front. Some past the original line of scrimmage plus a couple. 2nd down and 8. No huddle offense. Do it again. Pena, right side. This time the Cardinals were easy for me to say. We're waiting. Nagacha said, "I gotcha." At the line, we haven't talked about Nagacha that often tonight. Quiet by his standards, number 11.
Yeah, they were going tempo. Now back to a more methodical play with plenty of time left on the play clock. 24, just over a minute on the game clock.
They got a couple of plays in them unless they throw an incomplete pass. Proctor and Lewis to the near side. Here comes the rush. Ibarra not able to get out of the way, and Martinez comes in for the sack.
On 3rd and 7.
Hold your horses. Are they going to call excessive celebration by Martinez? There was a flag at the 45. You saw the head coach Nicholas a little upset, and Martinez with the hands extended like, huh?
Was it after the takedown by Martinez, the junior, or was something said by somebody else? That's going to cost the Cardinals yardage.
Well, it could cost them 1st down. Let's see what the referee said.
Flag conduct, number 24. That is number 24's first towards disqualification.
Well, sportsmanlike conduct.
Gonna be
against the
enough.
Cardinals.
Okay, let's follow the play. There's the takedown.
Follow him. Nothing too bad there. So it's 1st and 10 for Irving. Can they take advantage of what's been given them in penalties?
Well, they've gone 37 yards on this current drive that started at their own 32.
Proctor, haven't seen him out of the backfield that often tonight. Nagacha said, I'm not doing nothing.
Just playing the game.
That's right. I'm just making a tackle. Nothing to see here. Well, the Tigers are just going to let the clock run out. They're going to have the football when we come back. It'll be about a 2nd and 10. They will have the wind to their back. And we'll see how that plays out if they have to try a field goal. But we have finished 3, headed for 4. MacArthur on top as we continue the ICTN Game of the Week.
Hi everyone, Levi here. Glow is a 2-night waterside celebration. Expect the unexpected with elements of light, water, and sound. It'll be the grand finale to the Las Colinas 50th anniversary. Come check it out here at the Mandalay Canal, October 20th and 21st from 5 to 10 p.m. Moo and Brew is a beer, burger, and music fest. It'll feature samples from 10 restaurants and 20 breweries. Come have a bite October 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. here at Toyota Music Factory. Get your costumes ready for Erie Irving. It'll be fun of all ages taking place here at View Park. It'll be
2nd and 11 for the Tigers. MacArthur shifting around defensively. Cornerback gives some cushion, but they hand off. Pena for just 2. And it's 3rd down and say 8. Is it 2-down territory for the Tigers, or did they play to try to give their field goal kicker closer to the uprights?
You know, you're winless, they need points.
Yes.
3rd down, 8 at the 29.
But we've seen 2 looks of Caleb Centeno, the kicker. The one where he almost hit like a 54-yarder and came up short, and then one where he was closer and didn't even come close to it. So you don't know what to expect there. The quarterback keeps room on the edge. 1st down.
Quarterback Ibarra on the keeper.
It's sad, John, but every time there's a big play, before I say anything else, I look around and I survey the ground to make sure there's not a flag.
No yellow, no yellow. Everybody was loaded on the near side and nobody on the quarterback.
He had that entire edge free. So here we go, 1st down. They can get another 1st at the 5. Flores slotted to the left. They fake it to Pena. Oh, what a lead block, but he runs right into his quarterback. And Reuben Smith, number 6, is beside himself. He had a pancake block on the edge, and his quarterback jumped over the defender who had been pancaked, and look what happens. Look, 76, look at him on the edge, boom, take that, and the quarterback jumps right into his left tackle.
He did his job, but it just didn't work out.
So look at Martinez. He's like, sure, somebody ran me over, but I caused the tackle. Give him maybe a yard. Quarterback keeps again, left side. Has a couple of blocks, forced out of bounds. 3rd down, maybe 4, as the Tigers were working to the short side of the field.
Trailing by 2 at 16-14.
That band and the drummers making some noise. Parents probably believe that's where drums belong, and that's outside. Here we go. Quick exit from the huddle, and lead. They got MacArthur to jump, and then he got the corner run over. Proctor over by Ford. Play was whistled dead as it appeared that the interior line of MacArthur jumped,
neutral zone number 55
and they did.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, they're going to mark it inside the 5, place it on the 4. And what a golden opportunity now for the Tigers, who started this drive from their own 32. Try to take the lead.
And now they're close enough that they really shouldn't even be thinking about a field goal, but a touchdown. MacArthur will do their best to try to stop them. Fake to Pena, quarterback left. Cuts against the grain, spins and scores! Xavier Ybarra on the ground scores a 2nd touchdown, and now it's 20-16 Mac, and you got to have your extra point team run out for the extra point. Play clock is running down to 15 seconds. It appeared that Ybarra was going to be stopped shy. Great effort to give his Tigers the lead at the 10:24 mark. Extra point is perfect. And the Tigers are up 21-16 with 10:24 to go in the ball game.
Great job by the holder. That snap was high, it was pulled down quick. Extra point perfect. Well, this caps off a nice 8-yard drive. Mr. Ybarra doing much of it himself as he puts it in from 4 yards out. Just a minute and 36 seconds into the fourth quarter. So another lead change.
Xavier Ybarra. He runs cross country. And then he fills in at quarterback on a Friday night.
That was a cross country drive.
It was. Very impressive. Albeit they were aided by a penalty or two. But I guess you could say it's what you do with it once you get it to your advantage. Also, I think maybe some other keys, John, is how the coaching staff has put some bigger guys up front defensively for Irving. That has helped them somewhat as well defensively. And let's see what they do here on the kick. A pooch or straight away? With the wind to his back, it's straight away. That thing was almost out of the back of the end zone, John.
It was headed towards Cedar Hill.
It was.
Headed towards the towers.
Yep, via Loop 12. So Mac will start at its own 25. Plenty of time in this game. And this is what Irving and MacArthur game should be. Close, competitive, down to the wire.
The late Phil Rizzuto for the Yankees used to say, the game's tighter than a new pair of shoes on a rainy day. No room.
Littleton waits, pursued, and pulled out of bounds. Look who that was, Upshaw. How does he have enough energy? He plays offensive lineman, and then he gives chase to the quarterback, Littleton. I mean, he's running as fast as a quarterback, John.
That is called running to beat Mac, pick up your first win of the year.
Left to your screen. There he comes right up the middle. Watch him run. Close not to get called for the horse collar. They lost 16. They opted instead to give it up the middle. Here, who has been fairly quiet here in the second half. Put bounds to set up a third down and about 6. We will have the Irving Tigers next week. It'll be their homecoming game. This will be the last we see of MacArthur. We finished up our series with Nimitz last week. 3rd and 6. Room to run. And more. He's got a first down and more inside the 50. Still going. What a great move at the 40. And pulled down at the 10-yard line.
Refuses to go down. Broke 3 tackles. Stepped away from another one.
That was about a 70-yard run. Again, let's survey to make sure there's no penalty flags. There's not. Watch Tyler go. Near side here. And I thought they had him bottled up at about the 50. And then as he just goes back and forth, finally grabbed from behind by the secondary, number 23.
64 yards on the run.
And just like that, MacArthur's in great field position to retake the lead. Revere, left side, waiting on his blocking to the 5 and put it out of bounds. The fact that MacArthur uses some players to go 2 ways, like Upshaw for one, both of their big-bodied tackles after that last long run by Littleton pulled themselves from the game and said, we have got to rest. We are gassed. Penalty flag on the near sideline. Face mask against Irving. That'll be half to the goal line. And put the big red machine that much closer to scoring and be taking the lead. Watch, let's see where the face mask would be. Maybe toward the end. I didn't see it there. It had to be on the block. Right side, Littleton scores! And just like that, folks, MacArthur made it look easy. Answered the bell and goes 75 yards in just a few minutes to retake the lead. Will they go for two? I would say go for two. I think the chart would say go for two.
Touchdown coming a minute and a half from the Ibarra touchdown run for Irving.
Contreras. And it's 23-21 with plenty of time on the clock. We could have three more scores before this bad boy's over.
Told you, disturbance in the fours.
I think you did. I think you did.
Well, Littleton getting the job done. Took it in from 55 in the first half. Gave his team the lead at the time. And his second touchdown of the night gives his team another lead.
He's had a nice evening. He came in with 183 yards rushing before tonight's ball game. And they have really concentrated on using him as one of their key components in the backfield. And he has, John, unofficially, 140 yards on the ground. The quarterback does, of course, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging about 16 yards every time he touches the football.
Well, they had 153 total yards in the first half.
He himself has that much total now if you count the second half. So he's been a key component to this Cardinal offense. As they tee it up and pooch kick to the near side, Pena catches that one at the 29-yard line.
Third possession in the second half for the Tigers. They started from the Cardinal 40, their own 32, and now close to their own 30.
So this will be a greater challenge for Irving High School with the ball a little deeper in their end of the field. We see that Smith is back out there. Didn't see Upshaw. Left side trying to run behind the big left tackle and no go. Odeniemi, number 24, making the tackle. Getchich, number 20, also in on the tackle. New player this week on the roster. If you're an Irving fan, all is not lost if you don't go the distance on this possession. There's still plenty of time. Trying something a little fancy. Proctor way behind his own line of scrimmage. Spins across the 30 and ends up losing maybe a yard in the entire process.
The deep toss gave time for the linebackers to adjust and also time for the secondary to come up and kind of make it tough running.
King putting the hit on Ybarra. Think about some of the leading rushers in this district. Deontay Dean has been atop that list and in the Metroplex all season. Almost 1,400 yards for the Lake Highlands running back as that third down pass is short. Flores can only do so much after the catch, and Irving will have to punt the football.
Dean had 188 yards on this MAC defense last week in the 41-14 loss.
Dean is averaging 8 yards a carry, John. That's incredible.
You never see third down.
No. He scored 13, but you know what's just as impressive? In 5th place is Jamari Williams of Burtner, and he's been averaging 8 yards every time he's touching the football. The kick with the wind to the back. Takes a MacArthur bounce at the 35. And MacArthur will have the ball and the lead. 7 minutes and some change to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's check the field like we always do after a change of possession. Officials are talking, the linesman talking to the referee. They may add or subtract this after the play. Nicholas doesn't look very happy. He's about 10 yards on the field.
Our first punt of the second half.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? Compared to what we had in the first half?
Yeah, it is. Okay, where are they going to mark this thing?
Well, it's anybody's guess. That's the new element to the ball game now, John. Guess where the football's going.
Final Jeopardy question.
Well, nowhere. Miles and miles from nowhere, Dwight. Okay. Cardinals with the possession and the ball. Do they play conservative? Do they try to eat up the clock a little bit and force Irving back somewhat? That's a conservative call to say the least. Maximilian Revere, right side. Not a lot there. Pants about to come down, so they had to pull him up. You know, when in the loss, Nimitz's loss to Highland Park, Maldonado of Nimitz had 137 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was his game. That was his game of the year last week.
Hand off right side Revere. He's got running room. He's got a first down and more. Pushed out of bounds inside Irving's end of the field. And that was Revere's best run of the night, but let's just make sure there's not a flag.
Oh no, they're in retreat mode. This play means nothing. They're in retreat mode, going back the other way.
Well, that's a hold. I mean, look, you could.
Yeah, it's a pull, a tug, and a grab.
Yeah, it was like Colby Cleveland, number 62, had jersey with both hands, it appeared. Let's just make it legal, John.
Tear away jerseys. Hey, let's bring them back.
Bring them.
Cheap cotton tearaway jerseys.
I don't know if Coach.
During the play,
Nickerson
holding number 68 on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. Still second down.
It's like, get on out of here.
It makes it tough on the lineman. It makes it tough on the next play call. What do you do now? You're backed up inside your 30.
Saran, number 68, saying I had to grab it. The saying nowadays is if you grab a jersey, but you keep them inside the shoulders, you're okay. It's when you grab from the outside that it's not okay. Littleton, near side, overthrows Nicholas. Stops the clock. Close to a 6.5 to go. And it sets up 3rd down and 15. They need to get to their own 45-yard line to keep the drive alive.
They tried that play earlier in the first half inside of a Figueroa, the cornerback, trying to get it to Banner Nicholas. Both times overthrown.
Trips to the near side. They kind of run a little X pattern. Gives the quarterback room to run, but he is going to come up short. At first, I thought he had enough real estate and enough of an opening there in the middle to get the first, but he's denied. MacArthur will punt it back. It'll be under 6 minutes to go when the Tigers get the ball back.
So the Irving defense is held. Be punting into the wind will Becerra. And who's that back?
I was going to say, is that Pena back there, number 2, in single formation?
No, it's Diaz, the safety. And now
Perez Diaz, number 3, back.
Full
timeout, yeah, by the Tigers. I don't know. Maybe they're expecting the MacArthur might do something different. I don't know. Again, the Eagles of Richardson High School will be here. It's homecoming for the Irving Tigers. Catch the game here on ICTN.
Well, we're going to need close to 6 yards here on 4th down.
Yeah, it's a long 6. I really don't. I mean, you know, you have nothing to lose. So if you want to fake it, fake it. What the heck?
Trying to pick up your second district win of the year. So, as we said earlier, the 58th meeting between these two. The Cardinals lead it, 31 wins, 26 losses. And they've won the last 5.
Will, do you come after Becara, or do you just sit back and hope that Perez Diaz can give you some good field position? This is against the wind. Pretty good snap, rushes on, with plenty of time. It's a low kick. It wiggles to the right and then back a little bit toward MacArthur's side at the 33-yard line. So not a chance for a return. 5:36. Not like you have to be really urgent on this.
Down by 5. Got what do you got? Two timeouts to work with.
I think if you're Mac, you just keep those linebackers with your ears pinned back and be aggressive to stop the running game.
And the running game's a quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, Pena hadn't done it all. Flores now in at a fullback. You see him in front of Pena, the tailback. The old Irving I formation, right side. Pena, stiff arms, across the 35 to the 37. That lineup harkens the glory days of Irving High.
You like that I formation?
Love it. All we needed was a slot back to one side.
That was the standard back in the day in some of the playbooks. The Lamar Vikings, Eddie Peach's playbook is as old as the scriptures. I mean, it was just left, right, and straight ahead.
Hey, Irving's Tyson Thompson made a living out of that.
Yeah,
I
he was
formation.
good. He was good.
Left side, not much there for the quarterback. Odeniemi, yes sir. If you want to give out a game ball to a defensive player from MacArthur, just zoom in and get the number 24. That's the guy right there. He's been all over the place defensively.
62 tackles last year and a ton of stops in 2023.
Strong young man playing the outside of that 4-3. Irving in a 3rd down and long. Now the clock's starting to show its age, if you will. They're going to try to go deep. They've got a man. It's picked off by Hobbs White. Hobbs White had it at the 35, and now he's got the sideline. Hobbs at the 30. He may tippy-toe in. He's going to go the distance. Hobbs White with the pick around the 35. Goes about 65 yards and some change. And that might do it for these Cardinals, as long as there's not a penalty flag.
Yeah, they went to the well, and not happening on that deep pass. Tristan Hobbs White, senior. Hey, just a New York minute here.
Of course.
Interception may stand, and a block or a push on the return.
Yeah.
That
wasn't roughing the passer, was it?
Personal foul. Hilling the blindside block number 55 for the return team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So on the return, penalty against MacArthur. They'll mark it 15, but more importantly, MacArthur will keep the football.
First down 10 for the Cardinals at the Irving 47.
It's kind of a wobbler and playing the center field position. Tristan Hobbs White looking for some blocking. And then the penalty, and that is a spot foul. It sets up shop at the Irving 47-yard line.
Revere right up the middle. Page with the tackle. Going back to that last play for the Tigers, they had two receivers that were out kind of in the area. He went deep, but the second receiver, which is about 10 yards back, no one was on him. There might have been one player, but you know, it's easy for us to see that from up here. But
oh, we did.
Yeah, we did. He did have some options. Cardinals in no hurry.
Time's on their side. They have the lead.
The ball. They're in Irving's into the field. Revere goes right. Tackled by Cantarero, number 7. I mean, for this Revere, he's, again, just a sophomore. He had about 83 yards, John, coming into tonight's game, helping those stats exponentially, along with Littleton. You know, he's going to double his output in rushing after tonight, the senior quarterback. And they go Revere again, who has some nice blocking on the edge, gets another first down. And if Irving doesn't start taking their timeouts, MacArthur could just keep the football at this rate, John, and keep it till time runs out.
Just milk the clock. Continue to pile up your first downs. And got the game won.
Yep, running right side. It seems like the MacArthur offensive line has saved their best for last as far as opening up some holes. Either that or the Tigers are showing their age and the fact that they're having to play some guys two ways and they don't have enough gas in the tank. Revere again down on the edge. Stays in bounds. Smart play by the sophomore. You've got for Mac, you have Revere's a sophomore. Nicholas is a sophomore. Mendoza is a sophomore. Now that line, they've got a couple coming back, but they also have, you know, Saran, their big right tackle's graduating, their right guard's going to graduate, and their left tackle's going to graduate. So they're going to give up some size up front.
They also have a safety, Rolando King, a sophomore.
And he brought up just a slew of underclassmen between the last time we saw these guys play. Reminder, you can catch games on ICTN on YouTube, on the YouTube channel.
Cardinals getting scores, a Becerra 23-yard field goal and a Littleton 3-yard touchdown run. That's a scoring for Mac here in the second half. The Tigers getting a 4-yard run from Ibarra. Gave them a 21-16 lead at the time.
Let's see, rushing-wise from Mac. We talked about Littleton has 150. Well, Revere is now over the 100-yard mark as he has 101. He's been averaging about 7 yards a carry. I think thanks in part to this last drive has really padded the stats a little bit. Second down and 3. Revere again, right side. Look at the running room. He cuts inside to try to stay in bounds, but he says, hey, I want to score, and he does. Second touchdown of the night for the sophomore. And pretty much will put this one away as MacArthur's on top. Watch again.
17-yard run. Nice straight ahead blocking. Just pick a number in the O-line. And there's the touchdown that'll cap it off.
Second score of the night. Puts him at about 120 yards on the evening. And, you know, it just looked pretty easy there. I think the Tigers were winded, John, when it came down late in the fourth quarter. This extra point is important, folks. And, you know, I said they ice this one away, but not necessarily. MacArthur makes the extra point, and And then it's a 9-point lead, and it's a 2-possession game. They miss this. And it's still a 1-possession ball game.
Well, they got to think about this. Timeout has been taken. 2-point gives you a 10-point lead. 30-21 count.
Well, it's 8. It's 8 now. So you make the extra point, and then it's a 2-possession game for Irving.
I just kicked the extra point.
Right.
Get it over.
There you go.
Well, that's a short 47-yard drive.
Maybe they're a little worried since they already missed 1 extra point tonight.
You can't. If you're that concerned, just build this confidence in your extra point.
Well, Contreras is out there now, number 17. Not Becerra. MacArthur gets set. Extra point is good. And now MacArthur has a 9-point lead with 1:42 left in the ball game. So that makes it a 2-possession game and pretty tough for Irving to come back.
Revere, 23 yards in the first quarter, and that one good from 17 here in the fourth quarter. As Rob said, over 100-plus yards. And a 9-point lead here.
Well, Halloween right around the corner. The weather finally cooling off a little bit, although I have to tell you, when it's 115 in the summer and we got our temperatures down to the 90s, I thought fall had come in early, and now we're getting into the 80s here in the middle of October.
Well, you go to the closet to pick out a sweater and you leave it in the next day. You get out the long tee and back to the short sleeves.
Doesn't take long, does it?
No, it does not.
So MacArthur lining up for the kick. The last few times it's been the pooch kick where they really didn't kick it too far. Again, he's against the wind, and he does the same thing again. And Irving calls for the fair catch at the 28 or so, and that is Pena, number 2, with the fair catch for Irving.
14 points in this fourth quarter for the Cards, and the Tigers have tallied 7, but they trail by 9 with 1:42 to go. Trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to the Cards, and in the process, trying to pick up a much-needed win. If they don't, they'll go to 0-7. And the Cards will pick up their 2nd district win of the year. Interception leading to the Revere touchdown run.
You know they've got to be passing. Over Proctor, and a little upset with Hobbs White. He thought he had a good jump on the ball. Went over the head of the intended receiver. Proctor had just a very nice touchdown grab in the first half down the near sideline here. But things have been a little tougher for Irving. MacArthur has adjusted, added a little bit more pressure on Ybarra. Secondary giving some cushion. They don't want to give the Tigers a quick score and a chance to get an onside kick. There's that same kind of throw, and there's the flag. Probably maybe a pretty good call that time. That's against Henry Ford. Ford was pushing off on the play. You can almost see it. Look right. See if he grabs him. Well, maybe.
They both have a right for the ball. I mean,
it doesn't look as bad in slow-mo.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
It does not.
there are some of those penalties that in slow-mo you're like, huh? It's a head scratcher.
during the play.
But you look at it in fast motion or regular motion, and you think, you know, something happened there, and there should be a penalty.
You know, the yardage stepped up. I've already shaved twice today, and it's another penalty. Well, you know, a game that without buzz is a game that never was, and we had some interesting calls tonight.
And 20 penalties thrown, John.
20.
Man, if you added up all the penalties, if we had like $1 for every penalty we've seen this year on our games, we might have $100.
We could take Ubers to the game and have room for a tip.
I don't want to waste my money on Uber. Buck 26. Irving, of course, will have to go for it if it comes to that point.
Tigers led at halftime, 14-13. But you know, to give Mac credit, you have a good 7 up front. It makes the other 4 look a lot better.
Doesn't it, though?
Came out of the starting blocks pretty quick.
Delay a game unless Irving got the timeout instead.
If they did, that's a timeout.
We talked about Hyman Park and their quarterback, who is like 19th in the Metroplex in rushing, but he's also 15th in the Metroplex in passing, John. 62% completions, over 1,200 yards. And more importantly, of the guys in this district that are in the top 20 in throwing, he has the least amount of interceptions, just 2. He's thrown for 10 touchdowns. He's run for 14.
Well, if he has his average, 3 games left, if he just has his average, what's that, 20 touchdowns?
Yeah.
That's a career. That's 2-year total.
Quite impressive. Although the Jesuit quarterback has thrown for 18 scores, so as far as touchdowns are concerned, he's lighting it up. Rushes on. Tried to hit Pena out of the backfield, and Ibarra is just running for his life at this point.
He was planted, was double teamed. Glad to see him get up. It's a hard hit.
Yep, this is, you know, a defensive lineman's dream when you know they're going to pass. You get a pretty good jump off the ball. Keep
2
an eye
on
the
1.
quarterback. Yikes.
Parental discretion advised on that hit. Ouch.
Need to get to the 46 of MacArthur. Going far sideline, going high, jumping a little too soon was Lewis. And Henry Ford's like, hey, how about a flag against the offensive guy?
But again, Ibarra under duress. And again, just lucky to get that off. Going to be a victory night for the Cards.
4th down, Irving needs to go for it. They're out of timeouts. They're almost out of time, actually. Again, remember the quarterback is bringing the play in from the sidelines. He's got 4 seconds to get this off. And here we go, 4th down. Jailbreak, he's taking off. He's got a 1st down, and he goes out of bounds. His longest run of the night, close to 20 yards and the 1st down, keeping the drive alive and the hopes alive for Irving High.
How many? They only had 5 first downs at half, didn't they?
Correct.
Mac only had
3, yeah.
Yeah.
They've made up for it in the second half.
Yeah, they sure have. Have they ever leading by 9?
Like you were alluding to about how many punts Irving had just in the first half.
They had a total of 4.
Seemed like about 5 or 6, didn't it? 1st down, Barra in the flats. Pena is lit up by Cam Lewis, number 5.
That is safety valve pass, and he's just free meat. And Lewis lowered the boom.
Watch again in the flats, right off his hands, and Lewis with the hit. Luckily he didn't use the helmet. Did get charged of targeting. Here comes the whole team blitzing. Far side, incomplete. Lewis double teamed. MacArthur was waiting on that.
Intended for Lewis,
it up. Do we have another flag? Yes, we do.
There it is.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offsides number 11 on the defense. Holding number 70 on the offense. Those fouls offset. Replay second down.
MacArthur brought about 5 on that last play.
Yeah, they sent the house, and you know, just don't get anybody hurt now. You know,
right.
Towards the end of the game, and you want to get into the end zone, but my gosh, don't have anyone go down. You've got 3 games left in the year.
With 56 seconds to go, MacArthur in the cover 2. See the 2 safeties to the right in the middle of the screen. Now MacArthur calls timeout.
Timeout, MacArthur.
They will have 1 timeout left, so only 1 timeout between the 2 teams. Coming into tonight's game, the District 7 6A standings shakes out like this. 3 teams at 4-1. Then you've got Pierce, Jesuit, and Richardson, all with 2 losses. So still, think about it, John, after tonight's game, you know, it could come down to the last week of football to decide who will be that 4th representative, or maybe even 3rd and 4th representative.
And could have a tiebreaker.
Feel like Lake Highlands is pretty good this year. You always think about Highland Park making, you know, postseason. But those 3rd and 4th place teams could come down to that last week to decide who's going to make postseason and who isn't. 2nd down and 10. Plenty of room in the middle. Barr with good speed. Spins and keeps plugging along with the 1st down.
14 yards on the game.
His stats are going to look good, but in a losing effort. 44 seconds. Throws the ball down to stop the clock.
14 yards on the previous play. Now,
so
2nd down 10 at the 26.
Irving has to hope for a quick strike and then an onside kick, because they don't have to score 2 touchdowns. That's the whole thing. They just need a touchdown and a field goal. So if they can score with time remaining, get an onside kick, and get close enough for a field goal.
In a perfect world.
It's that onside kick thing that really mucks up the works. Here comes Ybarra. Ybarra inside the 5. Less than a minute at 31 seconds.
Nagacha lost his helmet. He'll have to come out for a play.
He will.
1st and goal.
Mac doesn't need to use that last time out on the helmet loss. Just like the seas had parted. That's been by far their best play, where the
1st and go.
That middle opens up when the quarterback runs. 36 seconds on the play clock. 31 on the game clock.
Ball at the 3-yard line.
Irving is going to make it interesting with a touchdown here, John, because we've seen sillier things happen in the past.
No timeouts.
Doesn't matter. They fake it. Oh, they got a guy wide open. Flores in the end zone. He makes the catch for the touchdown.
He just got it to him.
I was like, is he going to get to it in time for Flores, his 4th catch of the year, but his first catching. And Irving has cut it to 3. The extra point will cut it to 2. They will try for the onside kick. And if they get it, they will have about a play or two to try to get into field goal range. But first they have to get the extra point. And they do their part there. So Tigers down by 2 with 25 seconds to go, Mr. Nelson. Come on, we haven't seen a game like this in a while.
No, we haven't. Our best game of the year, the rollout. Flores just waiting. Quick, let me have it before they pick it off.
Yeah, Ford almost came in from his corner to come in there and get that. It's like the ball would never come down. Just think if you're Flores, come on, get here.
Well, a 2-point affair.
You know, as they like to say, the good hands people will be on the line for MacArthur to field the onside kick. Everyone knows it's coming.
Well, you look back, Rob, that touchdown was called back in the first half.
Yep.
Could have made all the difference in this momentum swing. 73-yard drive for the Tigers.
Coach Nickerson talking to his staff saying, all right, guys, this is what we want.
So 2 touchdowns in a minute and 37 seconds.
Cardinals get this ball game. Irving somehow gets it. There's still life in the old Tiger. It's gone 10 yards. It's free. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Cardinals.
It ricocheted, was redirected right into the arms. Who was that down?
Jaden Nagetich, number 20, is the one who came up with it.
Sophomore.
One of the new guys there. One of the Tigers injured on the kick, but this is the way you want it, John.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really
the
is.
high hop over one hand, past another. It's free game. One of the Tigers actually touched the football and get close to it. Xavier Page, the safety, got his hand on it. I think it was pretty close.
It was. I mean,
you scoffed at me like this couldn't happen,
Yeah,
and it was this. It was that close, John.
Just ricocheted right into those waiting arms, and that will do it.
Yep.
The genuflect.
They will let the clock roll, and this one is going to be over, 30-28. MacArthur wins once again over the rivals from the center of Irving, the Irving Tigers. Boy, hey, no pun intended, but throw the flags out.
Well,
literally throw the flags out, and it was an entertaining game.
It was our best of the year.
Yeah, by far. Close, down to the wire. Fun time was had by all, folks, and the players shake hands and call it a night. We will do the same when we come back. Highlights and stats in a moment.
Hi everyone, Levi here. Glow is a 2-night waterside celebration. Expect the unexpected with elements of light, water, and sound. It'll be the grand finale to the Las Colinas 50th anniversary. Come check it out here at the Mandalay Canal, October 20th and 21st from 5 to 10 p.m. Moo and Brew is a beer, burger, and music fest. It'll feature samples from 10 restaurants and 20 breweries. Come have a bite October 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. here at Toyota Music Factory. Get your costumes ready for Eerie Irving. It'll be fun of all ages taking place here at Trinity View Park. It'll feature 5 walk-through spooky scenes. Check it out October 21st from 6 to 10 p.m.
Great day at the fair.
The State Fair of Texas is back.
Big Tex.
And this year, the big guy has a new pair of boots that trail back to Irving.
So the contest was to design a boot for Big Tex to wear during the State Fair.
Irving local Jessica Bonilla won the 2023 Big Tex Boot Design Contest presented by Lucchese Bootmaker with her Texas wildlife-inspired theme.
The Texas sunset, the different state animals like the armadillo, the roadrunner, things like that.
Jessica's design stood out among over 300 entries.
It's a very fulfilling feeling to know that a lot of people like my art and that it was good enough to even be on the booth.
Her passion for art and creativity flourished while attending school at North Hills Preparatory in Irving.
My elective was art, so I have all my art teachers who I still teach there.
John Nelson back with Rob Williman as the crowds continue to file out here at week number 7. The Cardinals holding off the Irving Tigers 30-28, a total of 31 points put on the board combined in the second half. Irving now drops to 0-5 in district play. The Cards pick up their second district win of the year. Well, a Ibarra 4-yard run early in the fourth quarter gave the Tigers a 21-16 lead, and then MacArthur comes back on their second possession. Littleton takes it in from 3. That made it 23-21 with 9:18 left to play. Maximilian with 17 yards to his credit. He finds pay dirt to make it 30-21, and Irving comes back. They put together a 73-yard drive as Kevin Flores on the receiving end of the short 3-yard toss. Just 25 seconds left to play, and the Tigers come up a little short, 30-28. Irving with 12 first downs, 133 yards up top, 176 on the ground. They go over 300 yards for the night. They were flagged 11 times for 75 yards. The Cardinals held to 3 first downs in the first half. They pick up 7 in half number 2. 8 of 16 with 2 interceptions in the passing department, 73 yards in the air, 279 on the ground. They go over 352 total yards. They turned it over twice, and they drew 10 flags for 70 yards. But Rob, very entertaining, some nice play calling. Irving comes back, give them credit. They led at halftime 14-13 and come up a little short by a deuce.
What impresses me the most, here are 2 teams that have been struggling offensively, and you look at the stats, and between the two, they had 661 total yards. That's kind of a rarity when these 2 teams get together. Granted, they did have over 20 yards in penalties, but the total yards in general, pretty impressive and a pretty entertaining football game between these 2 rivals. Next week, the Irving Tigers, it will be their homecoming. They will play host to the Richardson Eagles, looking for their first win. Irving is their first win of the season. Maybe they'll get it. If you could, tune in and watch, and we'll find out if the Tigers can get that W. Again, the final, MacArthur, a 30-28 winners over Irving High School. For John Nelson and the entire ICTN crew, Rob Willman with you, wishing you a pleasant good evening.